Yes, sir. We are back with another podcast, Full Profits Podcast to be exact. On my podcast today is Tayre Jones. Peace, brother. How you doing?
What's up, man?
Man, another beautiful day out here. The sun is shining, as you can probably tell on my side. Uh, just trying to improve my quality of life. How about yourself?
Um, I'm good, Ain't gonna lie, the weather it's straight. It's hot out here, man. I'm in Florida right now. It's very
In
hot over
Florida.
here.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
But they got that
um,
got to be good when it comes to cutting weight and staying in shape.
yeah, it does, it plays a part, sometimes. Like it get real hot when I be running sometimes, but I know I have to get that weight off. So I don't know, that just man, I be feeling like I'm in the sand, man, sometimes, bro. Like I'm running on the beach. But
That could be a good thing too, though. Now, if it's done right, if it's done correctly, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Well,
it's good for our workouts and stuff, for me to lose weight, for Pacific fight and stuff, like if I'm trying to like I got like I'm over like 10 pounds and I had to get weight off me within like a week or so. It's real good. That's when the sun played a part of my training, a good part of my training,
Do you
my weight loss.
would you enjoy the cold weather better, or does it matter to you?
I mean, I'm really not from here, so it's kind of tricky down here. So I really don't know because this state kind of bipolar with the weather. So I'd rather it just be hot, windy. I don't even know, man. It just
Let's do it like this then. All right. So tell me where you from.
I'm from North New Jersey.
Okay, yeah. So that explains it. You from the East Coast. So you used to having seasons instead of it being warm and hot all year
Yeah,
round. Yeah.
yeah.
How long you been down in Florida?
Man, I've been out here for a minute, man. For a little minute. Might as well say I'm from here now.
Okay.
I grew up
Okay.
here.
It's a
So
good thing though, man. You gotta kind of like learn to relax and make the adjustment. Be out there for a while. I lived in the South for a few years, and it's just an adjustment. You got to kind of get used to it. There are places in the South
yeah,
that are hot. There are places that are like humid. So then there are places that got like dry heat where it get really hot, but you're not
yeah.
like overwhelmed with it. Like
Hmm.
when I was in Alabama, it would get hot, but it wouldn't get like humid like Chicago would. So there's a difference in the climactic pressure depending on where you are. But
See,
man,
down here, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
go ahead.
See, down here, all that is like in one. Sometimes it get humid, sometimes it get hot to the point you don't even want to be outside. And
Okay,
so the weather is very like tricky down here. You never know what it might be the next day or a couple of hours.
okay, okay, okay. So, what weight class are you boxing at?
I'm a super lightweight fighter. I fight at 140.
Okay, okay. So take me back. What got you into it? What got you into the combat sport?
Um,
Is it
I
the
ain't even
typical
gonna
shit,
lie.
the regular shit where motherfuckers get in trouble? Yeah.
It is, man. I ain't even gonna lie, man.
Yeah.
I'm actually like a fighter. I've been a fighter since I was very small.
Okay.
I did kicked out of school a lot, expelled from school.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hit middle school. I was in school for like 30 days. I ain't even hit the 100 mark, you know?
Wow.
So I
Getting
used to
kicked out.
literally get kicked out, I just start tightening up. I had like a little anger issue, used to fight a lot. I didn't even know I liked fighting. I just fought. And I guess one day, my boy, I had a boy named Daryl. I'll never forget this day. He told me, it was like, oh, I'm at a boxing gym. Blah, blah. I was like, oh, that's what's up. You feel me? I like that was up. I wasn't really into it. Like, I'm just doing my own thing. I was a football player. I like to play football, run track and all that. I wasn't so. I guess a year passed, whatever. I'm in high school. I'm around like I'm a 10th grader, and me and my homeboy, we fought. His name was Malik. It's junk crazy, man. We fought, whatever, and he used to like say crazy slick shit. So he was like, after we fought, he was like, see, you need to do something with that. You need to do something. You're always trying to fight somebody. So, after that, I snapped and all that. I went home. We went our ways. I got home and I just, thought to myself, because I just thought like deep in myself, because I used to smoke, you know, and I used to think deep in myself when I was like, dang, this dude, that junk just kept replaying in my head, replaying back to back what he was saying. And I guess the next day, my mom boyfriend, whatever, he was like, oh, I see you fight. You like to fight a lot. He gave me a pair of gloves. He was like, here. Me and my homeboy was like, just play with it, just play around with it, see how it is. And, I started liking it. I started liking like, when he hit me with a good one, I started liking it. I ain't gonna lie, me fighting back. Somebody hit me with a, I'm a competitive person, so I like a challenge.
Yeah.
And I used to like in the where I'm from, I used to like everybody, oh, get in the glove, we can run it. And them boys sometimes be scared or they just okay, get in the gloves. We get in the gloves. It was like a thrill. It's like a thrill to me. I started like loving it. I don't know what it was. It was a whole different atmosphere. Like for me, it was way different from football, track, any other sport I've ever played. So I guess 3 days later, whatever, my boyfriend tried to take me to the one in Miami, but it was closed. Then I looked back and I was like, okay, my boy just told me he was at a gym last year. So I hit him up. He tell me about the gym. He tell me about the gym. I show up at the gym like around like 2 hours, 2 hours early. And I was just sitting there, I met him out there and stuff. So we get to the gym, signed up, and the coaches ain't paying no attention to me,
Mm.
which I really the thing is it's like I don't really look for attention. I'm just in there for one thing, really. So I didn't think that would like take me this far, honestly.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I'm touching the bag, touching the bag, and they heard how I was hitting the bag and stuff. I ain't know how to hit it right. I'm a street fighter, so I'm hitting the bag all just trying to knock the bag over. So my boy teach me like you throw the punch like this. I'm throwing the punch, I throw the punch and stuff, and next thing you know, I got this coach watching me. His name was Ryan, watching me, and he was like, that dude like he hit hard. The next day he was like, hey man, you want to spar? I like spar. I just shook my, I don't care, man. You feel me? I get in the ring, it don't matter. I got in the ring, put that headgear on me, man.
That
Man, that jump,
that rumble came out.
man.
Yeah.
Man, when I put that headgear on, man, I was like, it felt like I couldn't see nothing at first. It felt like I couldn't see the. I'm like, man, this jump feel weird.
Yeah.
So the dude, it was two kids, they was taller than me. They were like 5'9" at the time, like 5'9", whatever. They're like 3 years younger than me. And them little man, little getting little boys is pressure, man. So I'm throwing the punches. Hold on, let me rewind that back. Before I sparred a dude named Can't Get Right. That's my first opponent I ever sparred.
Hmm.
I mean, the ring was a big, strong, some big dude, big cocky dude, and I was big at the time too. And we sparred, man. All I know is something happened. He did something wrong because he was a street fighter too, and I hit him with a right overhand right, and it was over for dude. Like
Mm.
over dude had his whole noodle legs, noodle.
Okay. Okay.
So after that, I sparred the boxers. I sparred like boxers. Started
Yeah.
sparring boxers, and which made it hard for me, like more difficult. Like, okay, I don't understand. I'm throwing all this power, all this. These dudes are way smaller than me. What's
That don't
going
mean
on?
nothing. That don't mean nothing. Having
Uh,
power don't mean nothing at that point.
yeah, I know. I found out the hard way, man. I'm punching on them. Mind you, these little dudes got way more stamina than me. I ain't even know you gotta have that much stamina.
Yes, sir.
Punch,
Yes, sir.
punching all that hard. I run out of breath. Now, look at me. I'm being hunted,
Yes, sir. They
got
just
me on the
taking. They just
corner,
wait. They just well taking their time, picking you
taking their
apart.
time. Man,
Yeah.
he picked me apart. I kept me in that corner. He wasn't even hitting me hard. He was just throwing, just touching me, and I
Yep.
felt like he was hitting me with different type of combinations. I ain't the thing was, what they liked it is I never backed down. Even though he was punching on me and all that, I ain't give up. I stayed in that ring.
Yeah.
I had that like that attention, like dude, I don't care how good you are, you're not gonna get me down
Yeah. That dog.
because you're not gonna get me down.
Yeah. You're gonna have to. You gonna have to. They gonna have to take me out on the stretcher. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
I
you
understand it.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
after that, I started liking it more and more. I used to get beat up a lot in sparring, but it made me like, dang, I want to get better and better. I see all these dudes.
So let me ask you a question. After
Yeah.
seeing how the boxers do things, did it make you want to learn how to box more, or did it keep you in a frame of mind? I just got to learn how to punch more and build up my stamina just so I can throw punches. Did it make you want to learn how to box more?
It made me want to learn how to box. Yes.
Okay.
That street fighting I wanted to push that out the window because I learned that is not like necessarily like real fighting. Like it's like, I want to learn technique and like, how to maintain my breathing and stuff. It just I fell in love with the skill. I fell in love with boxing.
Yes, sir. Yes,
I,
sir.
I fell in love with it. The combinations, seeing them throw the combination, the way they move, the footwork, all that, the head movement.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I used to ask myself like, dang, wait, if if you can stick in here long enough, you can move like that.
Yeah. Because
So,
the thing about punching is good, but it's even more effective when it's disciplined and you know how to get to certain spots, right? You know how to pick a guy
yeah.
apart, you know how to set up punches, you know when a guy's trying to set you up for punches, you know when a guy's is trying to brawl you. When you learn the actual skills of it, it helps you to learn everything that the other guy doesn't see. And even if he does, then it just becomes a game of chess. But you
Yeah.
learn how to cross the line. You learn how to cut your angles and catch punches on an angle and keeping your head off the line. There's so many different things to do
Mhm.
when you learn the actual techniques of boxing. And I'm glad that you kind of that's something that you picked up on because it becomes a better skill to have. I mean, I love guys that punch. I love it, but it's something so divine and awesome to see when a guy is able to just work behind his jab and just wear you out with a jab. And then
Yeah.
there's nothing you can do because at that point you're at his mercy and a right hand may come or he may
Mhm.
throw jab, left hook combinations and things like that. It's something awesome about being able to see the technique of a guy like Shakur Stevenson or Devin Haney,
Great fighter.
Pernell Whitaker, Floyd Mayweather, like all these guys with this really great technique. It's always good to see that and watch how they put everything together. And I'm glad you turned it around and you have the desire to go after that technique because not a lot of guys have it and they want to stick with it. You know what I mean? They just want to go in there.
Yeah.
They want to learn how to cut the ring off. They want to learn how to throw punches and knock guys out. And that's fine. That's exciting. It gets the
Yeah.
fans involved. It gets the crowd involved. It makes you a seller. But as you
Mhm.
get older, that kind of fades when you can't get to that mark.
It's true. It's a fact. It's a fact right there, man. That's
Yeah.
I actually I spotted a couple of guys like that. It
Mm.
took me a minute to learn. It's not easy to just catch on and just learn how to box, because you still be stuck in your like the way you came, you still get stuck like that mentality because you got to learn one thing at a time. You just can't learn everything at once. And it took me, I've been boxing for like good 6 years,
Okay.
and it took me some time to like learn the skill set and to move the correct way,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and like to read people. I never knew when I heard an opponent. I never knew that.
Yeah.
I never know like until now, but I spotted a couple of guys that used to brawl like how I used to brawl, and my coach taught me. He used to have dudes come in the room that shorter used to be aggressive. And he was like, you got to box this man. You can't brawl with him. You feel me? You gotta learn how to brawl. You gotta learn how to switch it up sometimes.
Yeah. Box the
So I was
brawler
like,
and brawl the boxer.
yeah. So I was like, okay, okay. And he came aggressive. He said, just use your jab, work around the ring, work around the ring. And it was hard at first, I had good footwork, all that, but I ain't have boxing footwork. But it was hard, but I never gave up. I real deal like used to go home, think about it, and like I used to like create things in my mind, like, okay, if I move like this and this happened, I used to like take the pictures and videos of how I was in the ring with the
Mm-hmm.
dude, the opponent,
Mm-hmm.
and I used to have in my brain like and rewind it back and like, okay, he threw this punch. Why did I get hit with it? You know? Why did I get hit with it? Oh, because I went this way. I used to even like to record myself just to watch my flaws. And I used to come back in the ring. I wasn't the type to just come in and do a good get back like at the opponent. I
Yeah.
wanted to just fix myself. I used to go in the bag. I used to just come in the ring sometimes, not even hit the bag. I used to work on my skills, my footwork, my mindset. That's really I was working that a lot. My IQ, I just work on it. And my mom, she been with me since day one when I first started boxing.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
so she used to remind me all the time, because sometimes one thing is a boxer, you can learn a lot of things, but at the same time, you'll forget like what's the word for it? You'll forget certain things like it's like they restart you over. All right, let's go back to the basics.
Yeah.
Sometimes you
Yeah.
have to go back to the basics. You
Yeah.
know,
And they
so
want you to because they want it to become muscle memory.
yeah,
So you do it without thinking about it. It just happens for you naturally. But
yeah,
young King, that's why the basics of boxing are so important. And they drill it, they make you do it over and over and over again. Because the
hmm
more that you do it, the more it becomes ingrained in your brain to just do it at a certain point in time, and then as you get better you become an artist with it, so you're able to tinker with it and do it how you want to do when you want to do it. They may think you're about to do a move, but you may change it into something else and they can't see it coming.
yeah,
Again, that's why I believe that technique and skill it will always override a guy who can just punch again. Punching is good. I love a motherfucker that can punch. I'm looking forward to this fight that's coming up with David Benavidez and everything.
oh yeah,
uh I'm looking forward to it. That's gonna be a hell of a fight. But you know technique, when you got sound technique and then you can hit hard, you got the best of both
hmm
worlds right there. You know what I mean? So tell me about it. You said you've been boxing
See,
for six
that's
years.
that's one reason. 6 years.
So how how
Yeah,
how
6 years.
how old are you now?
I'm 25.
Okay. Okay. So you got a leg start to it then. All right.
Yeah,
All right. So you got to get in there and jump on it, man.
yeah, I know, man. I don't. That's what I'm doing. I met good people. I met some good people. I sparred some great. I sparred some good fighters too. Um, I remember when I first sparred Javante Davis when he first came to the gym.
Okay.
My coach called me out the blue, and he was like, listen, man, hey, Tank, Tank here, he's looking for work. I like Tank, you talking about? So he was like Javante Davis. I like, oh, for real, mind you, I kind of look up. Well, I do look up to Javante Davis and Shakira Stevenson
Mm-hmm.
and Floyd. They're one of my favorite fighters. And I was like, for real? I like, okay. Next thing you know, I got my bag ready, all that. I get in the car, shoot straight to the gym. I see him, I'm not, okay, you famous and all. I ain't even. Hey, what's up? You feel me? I ain't no person to jump and just. So it felt in me, it felt very good to meet this man,
Yeah.
and I wanted to show him what I'm capable of. So came and we sparred, good sparring. Power, listen, he got power, nice skill set, nice skills, nice,
Talk
nice.
about that. Talk about that because people just say it is just the power, but they don't realize that Tank
Listen,
uh he
this
has
man,
over 200 fights in the amateurs.
this man is a boxer, bro. He know how to switch up a lot. He can bully you
Yes,
if he
sir.
want.
Yes,
When he
sir.
learned that he can take control, he's going to bully you, and that's when he finna knock you out. So. even when you he like to switch up. He can like okay, when I first sparred him, I jabbed him, jab. That my coach taught, like stuff that my coach taught me, like how to read your opponent. He switched up when I jabbed. He did. He went to moving around. He went to moving his head. Okay, he was looking for something, right? So I jab, and I got close. I'm just getting closer and closer.
Hmm.
I got close, but I got too close. Man, I don't know. I'm thinking he finna throw a jab at the face or hit me with a hook to the body. That dude hit me with a uppercut, but hit me in the middle of my stomach.
Mm.
And listen, listen, man, I ain't go down, but he hit me. I felt that, and
Yeah.
it wasn't intention like I'm gonna hurt this dude. I'm just showing him like,
Now
okay,
just to
like
let me let him know, this
yeah,
punch is here. Like, and that's
yeah.
one of his favorite punches too. So
So
yeah.
he hit me when it was stiff, sharp. Man, listen, that's the only punch I remember too. Cause
Oof.
well, that bit was nice too. But I fell in love with that punch, man. I started doing it myself.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he did that. We worked around the ring, We only went
How
like
how many
did
rounds did you get in with Tank?
good three, because he was just warming back up. He was getting ready for what's that? What's this little short Mexican name? Dude name he
Esau
fought?
Cruz.
Esau Cruz. Yeah, he fought him. He was getting ready for Cruz. He fought a few dudes in my gym, Southpaw dude that was strong, Russian. He fought me a couple of times, sparred. We sparred actually, I think twice, three times. Uh, and he sparred a Russian boy. He sparred a few Cubans, that came to the gym. He was just getting work,
Yeah.
and he was looking fantastic, like, and that made me look like, man, listen, man, I need to like up myself some more because this is nice and that's what I want to that's where I want to be at. Like I want to
Yeah.
move like that. I want to box like that. So it came to a different, like when he left and all that. I was watching them cars, seeing the people around him. They he got a good support group. They loved him. Like his coach over there, that's like his man, that's like his dad. He was like real deal, like,
Yeah. They
and
care
I
about
wanted
him.
that.
You can
Yeah,
see
and
you can
I,
see you can see the people who really care about Tank. Yeah.
yeah, and I see
So
that. I'm like,
let me ask you a question. While he was there, were you able to be a part of his camp and do the workouts with him?
I have, yes.
Okay.
His
Okay.
whole camp, they very respectful. You know, Dang it, just don't get them wrong. Just don't get them wrong, and I respect that because that's how my mom's is. You know, he be nice, all that. You just don't get them wrong. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay. 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 I'm gonna pause it real quick. Hold on. So were you able to at any point implement any of the stuff that you saw with Tank into your normal routine?
Yeah, I took a few things, out of that. You know,
Okay.
um, the movement. I ain't stealing everything he do. I'm
Yeah.
not him.
Yeah.
But it's always good, just to take something from, a good fighter, and put it in your own style, And
Absolutely.
that's what I did. I created my own, you know, take one of his pieces, and I put it in mine. I started just sharpening my tools even more, Once I learned, once I learned that you can do that, and make it to your own, that's what I did because I'm trying to, create myself. I have a coach and all that, helping me sharpen my tools up, but you know, it's in me to like, to improve, to better myself.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You got to chisel your craft because at the end of the day, only you are responsible and accountable for your success in a ring and outside of the ring. If you're not going to do the work, no one can do the work for you. And I also tell you this because this is something I learned years ago.
Hmm.
And this is what someone told me. It was actually one of the gyms. It said that hard work beats talent when talent refuses to work hard. So you always got to be working hard. For you, boxing is your life. That's it. Unless you have a job, boxing and your job is your life, and you have to do everything that you can to make sure that you get the best out of it.
Yeah, that's
Especially
a
as a
fact.
young man. A young man. They may tell you that because you started late, you're behind, but even though you are, or they may consider you behind, there are things that you can do to make sure that you are at your best. You
Yeah.
just had some of the best sparring in the world with one of the best fighters in the world. I'm sure there's going to be other opportunities to get in the ring and have more multiple chances with other world champions. So take
Yeah.
advantage of that. If you need to talk to them on the side or personally, man, talk to them. Get some game from them because they always got more game to give you. As they progress, they have more knowledge of the game to turn around and give it back to you. So it's always a
See.
good thing to be able to sit with the champs and the OGs of boxing.
Yeah.
While
See.
you're in Florida, have you had a chance to sit and talk with Roy Jones Jr.?
No, I never met Roy Jones Jr. I'm not
Okay.
even. I met Holyfield.
Okay,
You
that's
know,
awesome.
Holyfield. His son. A good guy. You know, sparred him a few times.
Is
Who
his
else?
son still boxing? Because it seemed like he just
Yeah,
disappeared after one of his last fights or something.
yeah, I seen that too. I, I don't know. Honestly, that's I don't know. That's bruh. And I just stay over there.
Okay. Okay. I hear you.
Um,
I hear you.
but I met even when Tank was here, I met who did he brought? He brought a few celebrities here too, man. You know, uh, it's so much like I seen that it just inspired me more like why I should like improve myself even more and get better. But I can say that and will also like pushing me harder, is my little man,
Okay.
my little
Okay.
man. So, I see these boys and all that, they motivating me, but I still go home to, my regular life,
Yes,
and
sir.
when I see him, it reminds me like why I'm doing this, why I'm working and why I'm in this boxing, like it,
Yes, sir.
and
And that's a big motivator, right? Having
yeah,
a young child that's watching you
yeah,
do this and they're watching daddy go to the gym, they're watching daddy box and
hmm,
everything like that. It's awesome because he gets to see what it is that you do and how you spend your time. And children
yeah.
need that. Children need their father. You know what I mean?
I have him in the ring, sometimes, I have him be in the bag, he only two.
Yeah.
No, he, I teach him like common sense, like, a lot of people be like, teach him how to read, all of y'all teach him that, but I teach him more common sense,
Hmm.
like that's what they really need, you know, like to understand what's going on, around them, you know, I teach him how to use word stuff, but I love him. That's made me love him harder because, the things I teach him, he showed me, hey, I show him how to hit that bad, he
Yeah.
hitting it, how to run, he doing it. So there's seeing that, like, okay, if my son can do all this, with daddy just teaching him, you know, what, 30 minutes out the day
Yeah.
or 15, you feel me? Why is it so hard for me to like progress myself like in certain skill sets?
That's a fact. That's a fact.
So I had to get out of like, I got stuck at a point in time, when I was boxing, and when, especially my last few fights, not this one, but the one before, I was at a certain mindset at like, dang, I don't, dang, I don't care. I'm doing this for like I had like my mind was just everywhere. I'm gonna just say that my mind was just everywhere. I don't even know where I was at, and it kind of like messed me up in training and stuff. I wasn't like at focus. But it got to a point, like I said, him looking at him again, it got to a point that everything just fell back and just came back together. So
Yeah.
now, I'm my mental strong. I know how to work my mental. Like not, I keep that negative side, and change. Sometimes you need them. You feel me? Because I don't know about everybody else, but I debate with myself sometimes. I have to like tell myself if I want to, like I be in the ring. Listen,
Yeah,
you got to do
You
this.
gotta G check yourself. You gotta G check
Yeah,
yourself sometimes because it's only you, bro. Like I said,
yeah,
you in a sport that does have a community, but once you step in the ring, it's just you. There's only you to
yeah,
rely on. When you're sparring, when you're working out, you're not doing this just to work out. You're doing this for the ultimate goal of proving that once you
yeah,
step in the ring, that you are prepared and you are ready, and your coaches have done everything to prepare you for that moment, and you want to do the best you can, not just for yourself but for them,
Yeah,
to let them see like the work that you are doing is paying off.
fact. You know what I'm saying,
Absolutely,
man.
absolutely. I mean, just it's okay, man. You got to we all gotta G check ourselves sometime. We all gotta do it. You know, we all have to sit back and tell ourselves, yo, where am I at right now? How far can I
Hmm.
progress? What do I want to do this? Is there more for me to do? You know, we all have to do it. We all have to do it. So there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
There are times when I get up and I ask myself, do I want to go to work? Do I want to do the podcast? But you know what the best part about it is? Once I sit down and I have conversations with you or other guests on my podcast, I always get the best out of it because I get to
Yeah.
hear someone else's story and I get inspired by that. Because it's like we all share similarities of wanting to do better,
Hmm.
coming from bad environments to improving the environment, to improving our environment and being able to help others where we left. You know what I mean? So it's always a plus, bro. Just keep going, bro. Keep going. Keep going. Always remember that there's a goal and you got a young man watching you. You
Hmm.
understand? You
Yeah.
understand? You are the example. You the leader. You the leader of the pack. So are there other champions in the gym where you are now that you can talk to?
Um, right now, yeah, I got a few. Not to champions at this time, but on their way, you know. Um, I got one Russian dude, that's in my gym, and call his name Fyodor. Um, it's hard to say their names sometimes, man.
That's cool. If you don't know their name, man, you know we
Fyodor, that's all I can tell you. That you know what I mean. And he taught me, because he noticed, that I like to when I see something, and I'm working for it, I work 10 times harder to get.
okay.
I'm coming from. I always like that. My mom raised me to be that way. When you want something, you have to go get it. Ain't nobody gonna bring it to you. Nobody's just gonna give it to you. You got to go get it. You know, can't be sitting there. Mom used to say, my grandma she used to say all the time, closed mouth don't get fed. You know,
Yes, sir.
and
Yes, sir.
hmm?
No, I was saying yes, sir. I was agreeing with you. I was agreeing with you.
I'm bad. It was breaking up, but
Oh, okay.
that closed mouth don't get fed. I never knew what the hell. I never knew what the hell she was talking about at first. You know, I never knew what she was talking about. But I caught on. When I grew up, when I learned like what she meant by that. I thought she meant food at first. Like,
Oh man, if you don't say nothing or you don't make no
yeah,
attempt to get out here and get it, you ain't gonna never get it.
yeah. Well, and man, I was young. I thought she meant food,
Nah,
but
man. It
shoot, I
just
see. I know
it's
what she
a
meant now.
yeah, it's an entendre or a double entendre or a triple entendre, however you
Mhm.
take it. It says one thing, but it means more
Man,
than
more than
what's
one.
being said.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I
yeah, a
took that
metaphor.
heed. Took that heed. That John when she said it played in my mind all the time. Because she's gone. So every day it repeats in my mind. I
Do you
know
get a
it's
chance with your career? Do you get a chance to travel to other gyms in like Colorado or California? Or Vegas? Have you guys do you have the opportunity to do that yet, or because you're on your way up, you haven't had the chance to?
um I'm on my way up, so I haven't really had the chance. And I'm still like working right now. So and it's kind of hard at the same time, but I'm doing what I got to do, to get where I want to be at. So I gotta, my box. I want to, be one of the top guys.
Yes, sir.
I want to build my legacy. You know what I'm saying? And I also gotta, keep food on the table and make sure my son, got a roof over his head and stuff. And
So I'm not
it's
going to say the current month that we're in because I don't want to date the episode.
yeah,
I want to ask you this though: how many fights do you think you can get out of the rest of the year?
the rest of this year,
Yeah,
probably three.
three. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good work. That's good
Probably
work.
three. If I keep showing, keep giving them what they want and showing the part of me that nobody's seen, I can get three out of that, Be they're gonna want to see me more. So and that's what I want, I wanna stay in that ring, I wanna keep
Absolutely.
fighting and get where I'm going. It's a good feeling. One day one fight I had, this made me feel so like so happy. And inside, I fought some Chico. I got out the ring, did a good, nice job, nice boxing. I boxed him up, moved perfect on him. And I got the ring. A little boy came. Little boy came. He was like, "Hey," he was about six, and like, "Can I get your autograph? Can I take a picture with you?" And that was the first time me ever hearing that. Because I'm upcoming. I don't really think nobody know me. I'm just and people in my city probably know me, but nobody really know me. So when he said that, I felt some type of way. I'm like, dang, like it, a kid. I don't, I care about my fans and all that, but when a kid come up to you and like inspired by you, that's a whole different feeling.
It lets you know that you are being watched when you out there doing your thing.
Yeah, like
Yes,
I'm
sir.
showing the youth, better, because where I live at and all that, little kids come up to me all the time. Oh, you still box? Oh, you can train me. Oh, and they just like talking about boxing with me. They just come and
Yeah,
talk to me about it. And I tell them what's up. I let them know what's good. And it put a smile on my face because these little kids looking up to me. It makes me, and that's one of my motivations too. Like, it's multiple things that motivate you. Like, like dang, these kids really looking up to me. I don't want to fall. I'm not trying to fall. You know.
yes,
But
sir.
then that shows like, okay, he made it this far, and he just gave up. It's gonna make them kids like, oh, well, I can't take that route because whatever happened to me, like they. So I don't. I want them to like feel that they can do anything. Anything is possible.
Yes, sir.
You know.
Yes, sir. Bro, all you gotta do is keep doing the work that you're doing, and everything else will just pay off in the end. That's the most important. That's the most important part. Is to continue to do the work. Everything else will work itself out. All you gotta do is just work. Just work. Just work. It's no
Yeah.
different from the guy that gets up for the military and goes in the morning and runs his miles and checks his gun and makes sure that his bed and his barracks is clean. It's no different from that guy. It's no different from
Yeah.
the guy that gets up and puts on his uniform and goes to FedEx or UPS and goes and work. It's no different from the guy that gets up and gets ready for band practice and practices all day for 8, 10, 12 hours. You just have to do a job that's more strenuous and it takes so much out of you, but you're giving everything and you're putting your all into it. And you have to do that because you have a goal in mind. And there's
Mhm.
nothing, and as you're doing it, Floyd showed us that it took hard work and dedication. Oscar De La Hoya showed us that it took hard work and dedication. Roy Jones Jr. showed us
Oh
that it
yeah.
took hard work and dedication. Roy Jones Jr. said he never thought about smoking or drinking because he knew that it would take something away from him while he was in the ring. And he knew he
Yeah.
had a special gift that was not like anything else anyone had. So he had to make sure that he used his gift and abilities at the highest degree that he could. So just keep working.
Yeah. I did. I actually did take on some advice from Javante Davis too. You know,
Okay.
when we was in the ring, is one thing I was not really good at, so I had to work on that. Pressuring my opponent at a certain time. Um, when I know that I got my opponent on the rope and coming towards him, it's sometimes I have my flaws. Like,
It's a
okay,
method to it. It's
think
a method.
think too, I think too damn much.
Okay.
Think too much. He was in the ring. I guess we got the ring after we spar. He was like, bro, you have to like apply pressure at
Mm-hmm.
times. Sometimes you have to apply pressure.
Yeah.
And I took that, he only said a few words, we laughed, he's short, you know what I'm saying? He like, I think an inch under me or two, because he was short. And he was like, how tall are you? And I'm like 5'6". He talking about something, damn, you short. I looked
Mm-hmm.
at him. I looked
Like, all
at him.
right. All right,
Like, nigga, all
man.
right.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
was short, nigga. But cool guy. I took that advice, and I ran with it. And I worked on that, because I started like looking back at my fights and my sparring. And he was right. I don't apply the pressure I'm supposed to apply at the right time. You know.
Look,
Uh,
look, it's just something that you can work on. and
So
get better at, and it'll be okay. It'll be okay. Like it'll work itself out. Let me
so
let me ask you this.
mhm,
You said that you would like to get three more fights in this year, right?
yeah.
Do you think by getting those fights, it may help get you ranked at any point, or is that even something that you're thinking about, or do you just want to get fights under your belt? Right?
Actually, it helped me get ranked
Okay.
because I'm
Okay.
9-0 at this time.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll definitely help me get ranked and just get like a small belt. I own small belt at the time, because I actually want like me. Like I told you the first time, I like competition and a challenge. Because it's gonna show you, the real side of me, like what I'm capable of. I was always good at like challenging a person as what 10 times better than me, and it always end, the other way. Like just because he's better than me, don't mean he's gonna show you that he's better than me. I'm gonna show you, you feel me, that I can outbeat him. I can do this better. I'm gonna find a way to beat this opponent. I don't care if he can break something, anything, but best believe I'm gonna be the one walking out victory.
Yes,
You
sir.
know,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
so
Just keep sharpening your craft, man. Keep chiseling away at your craft. Just keep getting better. The better you get, you will see the results as you progress.
yeah,
Keep working on the small things, the middle things, and the big things, and the small, medium, large things. And as you go along, it'll improve. It'll improve for you, especially as you get more fights. Right now you're 9-0, right?
mm-hmm.
Right now you're 9-0. So
I don't
we're
know.
talking about if your capability to have three more fights would get you 12-0. All right. So we're talking about fight by fight, you being able to go back and look at each fight, see the things that you do well, and say,
Mm-hmm.
okay, that's cool. But see the things that you do wrong and say, let me
Yes,
correct those things and work on those things more. I know
now
how to
that
do those things well. I'm not worried about that. Let me work on the things that I don't do right and make sure that I sharpen those so no one can see that as a weakness.
yeah,
So
because
so going forward, man, I wish you nothing but the best as far as getting in the ring and getting some fights. How far do you
thank
think
you.
it'll be before you get your next fight?
I have a fight coming up May 12th.
Aha, there we go. There we go. Are you
I'm
excited
sorry
about
because it's
this?
freezing up.
Are you excited about your new fight, your next fight?
I actually am.
Good, good.
Um, yeah, I'm actually am. Um, they started challenging me now. They started to challenge me. They starting to give me like opponent. Better opponents. That's that's gonna push me and come at me. You know, so I like that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like that. That's what I like. Yeah.
And make sure you get the sparring from different guys too. All right. And I'm not saying that
Oh
you could,
yeah.
because I'm not saying that you're not. Make sure you get the sparring from the bigger guys, the smaller guys that can box, the bigger guys and the smaller guys that can bang. Make sure you get all that sparring, man.
Hmm.
Make sure you get all that sparring. So talk to me about this. Away from boxing,
Okay.
in your personal time, I know you got your son with you. What are the things that you like to do?
Man.
Do you have any
Okay.
time away from boxing?
Yeah. 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 Um. Well. Yeah. And like out of boxing and work. Just tell you that. Yeah. I'm really a family guy. I had to like leave. Certain people I used to come from, chill with all the time. How it is. But you young, you had your friends. Grow up, you had to separate yourself. To better yourself. So you know, um, I chill with my family a lot. Um, I chill with my family a lot. I do think about boxing a hell of a lot, so it's kind of hard to tell you. Um,
That's fine. Look, if you're dedicated to the craft, it's okay, man. Listen, the thing you have to understand, if no one's told you, when you're working and dedicated towards something, it's going to get very lonely because it's only going to be you and the select people who understand what you're trying to do. Everyone
yeah,
else will fall off by the wayside. And not necessarily saying that in a bad way, but everybody can't be with you as you try to progress. You understand what I'm saying? The,
bro.
the better the further you get, the less people that can actually be around you because they won't understand what it is you're doing and why you don't have time for them. You can't make time for
Yeah.
everybody when this is the thing that is the most important to you. So it's okay. It's not to say that you don't love your friends and you don't miss them, but you have a goal, and that's all you're doing. You're subscribing to the thing that you want to do the most, or you need to do the most. You need to get better in
Mhm.
boxing, and you need to take care of your kid. That's the thing that
But
matters.
but out of all that, I do I take my child out, me and my girl and my son. I like to like take them out to show them that okay, even though I do all this, so like we still can have fun, saying showing that I still love them, show them, love, like bring that, keep like we still living. You only live once, so
Yeah, yeah. Keep it for you want to keep
I
it
like
fun and
take
keep it loose. Yeah,
yeah, I like take my son, different places, even though he's young, but I know he know what's going on, take him to different places, show him different things, you know, something I never really had
yeah.
seen. I like to show him, different things and all that, like still be teaching them still. And my girl, I like to take her out to dinner, show, I appreciate her, love her. And, she want to get married, what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But I
we
love
we
her.
can you can get to that. You can get to that, but
Told her,
right now,
I told her, all right, but
no, I'm just saying like she'll get to her marriage, but right now
yeah, I
you got
told
you got to
her.
build it up. You got to build it. You got
Yeah, I
to build
told
it
her,
up.
man. I told her, just vibe. It's gonna happen, just vibe. Um, and oh yeah, I always also got in the Frenchy business, just to make extra money on the side, really
Absolutely,
got in
absolutely.
the Frenchy business. Man, my girl done shot up 3 girls. My Frenchie, she shot up 3 girls,
Talk
and
about your business. Name it, the
it's
website,
hard,
do all that. Talk about all of
man.
it.
It's actually called SJ's Kennels, and it's at right now it's hard to sell them at this time. 'Cause, everybody's selling Frenchie or Bulldog, but I got them out the way. I got them out the way for a good price.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Okay.
beat your price. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you saying for it, I'm gonna beat your price. And that's what I did. I had to learn. I had to drop prices just to get people to start buying. So then I got this business going on. My shirt, TJ, called Wolf or whatever, called Danger Religion.
Oh,
Got a new
okay.
brand, Danger Religion.
I like
And
that name. I like that name.
oh yeah, good. My sister made that. But I got that going on with the wolf, because I look at myself as a wolf because I'm very, very humble. I know that for a fact. And I care about my family. I'm very protective, over them. So, and I look at myself as an alpha. You know, I don't see. I look at myself as alpha. I don't see no one else but me. Huh?
I
And
understand.
I took that as my brand. I took that as my brand. That's what my brand mean. That's what it means.
Okay.
That's what I made it mean. So that's why I named it. Well, me and my sister named it Danger Collision. Kept the wolf print for a reason. Keep the TJ as the logo, that I have in boxing. Keep it as the logo. Keep it, connected to the boxing because that's, one of the reasons I created it. And, I'm still working on it. It's kind of hard to like sell the shirts and like keep my mind focused on it.
Yeah.
Because the only thing on my mind is just boxing. That's the only
Yeah,
thing,
but it's
that's the
good.
thing
It's
that
good
keeps me
that
smiling.
it's good that you're creating different businesses and different avenues for you to make money because you're gonna need
Hmm.
that, right? You're gonna need that, and not just as a person, but as a man who is in a very dangerous sport. It's
Yeah.
imperative that you have more than one source of income because you don't want to rely on, hey, get me a fight. I need a fight. You don't want to have to rely on that as just a source of
Hmm.
income. You want to be able to
Yeah.
have the Frenchy business. You want to be able to have a t-shirt and clothes business. And then you want to be able to just box. Oh, and then at some point you may get into rental properties as well. But You definitely want to be able to have these different avenues and outlets to make you money because having more than one is always better than having just that one. You don't want to be backed into a
Hmm.
corner and have all your eggs in one basket. Keep getting more baskets to add more eggs. So your so your
Because
your
I
your
learned that,
wife, does she
because
come to the gym to work out with you?
um, she actually loved, she's scared.
Okay.
She's
Okay.
scared of this sport, for me. You know, she's very scared. She always praying, every time we fight. And her well, the main people that always praying, her, my grandma, my mother, they always praying, when I have a fight, because my girl very scared, to like to see anything like blood or a person hit me with a good punch, she gets scared. She don't because she's seen like the history, boxing, she see what it can do,
Yeah.
and she tell me all the time, play hard, go hard, play hard.
You got
Tell me
to.
that all the time.
You got to.
So I'm like, yeah. I like, yeah, you right, you right. She tell me that it's before sparring. I know I'm gonna have a tough sparring partner, that I know that can probably try to break me down. She tell me that before I even get in the ring. Um, then you got the second one, my mother. She- got my mother telling me straight up shit. Like, she tell me, she said, what's hard is easy, what's easy is hard.
Mm.
And, she used to say that since I was in the amateurs, and nobody ever knew what she meant. I knew what she meant. I knew what she meant. So, I going on, my girl. I guess she came in the ring one day. My girl came in the gym one day, and she see me having a good fight. She don't really know what's going on. Even though I'm telling her about, if a person punch you with this gonna happen. This, and she still don't know what's going on. So I had to like show her and stuff. Now she's starting to understand it. And my little man right there, he be watching. I got in a tussle with some dude in the sparring. It was some good work, but at the end, he was kind of getting the better of me at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and he just hit my son, that. And I ain't him, because I'm too focused in this ring right now. I
Yeah.
don't hear nobody else but my coach. But you know, she was in there. She like, I ain't like what I'm seeing. I don't like what I'm seeing. I don't like what I'm seeing. I'm like, oh, where I heard that though, because she was loud with it too. So I heard that, I fixed what I was doing, and you got the other one now, my mother. Boy, he look sweet out there, but he look like a Jolly Rancher, look like a Jolly Rancher.
I like moms. I like grandmas. I like the way they put things for you. I
See,
like that.
man, she say that every fight, even when I'm sparring. You look like a Jolly Rancher, boy. You look sweet. So they push me even when I'm like off anything. My girl, she get on my case quick.
Yeah.
She get on my case quick. My mom, she nags me.
Salute to
They
the
they just
queens
on
though,
me.
because it sounds like you got some real riders in your background, even though they may not want you to do it. They got signs and signals to let you know that you need to step it up and you got to push a little bit harder. I like that, man. I like that they're still supportive of what it is that you're trying to do. That's a good thing to have,
Yeah,
man. That's definitely good to have. Let me ask you
because she
this.
told. Go ahead.
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Nah, go ahead. I'm listening.
All right, so let me ask you this. 3 fights at least by the end of the year for the year. Who are you looking at as a target goal after those fights? Is there any particular fighter that you're looking at that's like top 10? Not the champions. Is there
Top
like a
10,
top 10 guy in your division?
my division.
Yeah.
Um, well, I got future guys. I don't really have top 10 because I'm working up the go after the future guys.
Hmm.
Um, I just always had a mindset, whoever in my way, step on you because you're on my way to my goal. So I'm gonna have to do what I gotta do to get you out the way. You know, because in the future, actually, when I do hit top 10, You know, them boys going up weight class. I do want to fight Shakur Stevenson, because I love the way he fought. I just
That's a
one
champion.
of
I'm
the
just
best
saying
fighters in
top.
the world.
That's
I,
champion status. That's
I,
champion status.
hey, listen,
I'm talking about top 10, not the champions. I'm
top
talking about that
10,
top 10. Just
not
the
the
top
champion,
10. You
top
know,
10.
not the champion. Everybody want
Let's
to knock
see.
the champion off. Everybody want to knock the champion's head
Uh,
off. But I'm talking about those guys that are in that number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 spot. Who are you looking at? Are you looking at anybody
10.
specifically in that ranking and to go, yo, if I can get this guy on my rap sheet, on my winning record, um, this will help get me closer to that Shakur Stevenson fight.
Um,
Because if you haven't
I'm
considered
not
it, then
good with
that's
them.
fine as well.
I'm not really good with their names. It's not that. It's that I'm
Okay.
not really good with their names. So
Okay.
I can like off the head, I can't really give you it. I can't really give it to you, like,
Okay.
But
Okay.
I know it just I can't. I'm not good with names. I barely know some of these boxers like that. You know.
It's fine. It's fine. I was just asking because I know certain people have goals as they go along, or they say by the fight,
Mhm.
by the time I get to my 12th fight, I'm gonna start looking at the guys in the top 10. And I was just wondering
Yeah.
because everybody wants to go after Shakur, everybody wants to go after Devin Haney, but I always ask because it kind of lets me know what they're thinking about, as far as
Nah, but
and
I'm
everything.
I'm gonna give you that. I can give you that though. Like I do want to fight. I am looking at, like I said, first time. More of a challenge, a better opponent after, my 12th fight. Really. Um, I do want to fight one of the top 10 guys.
Okay.
Um, I'm not trying to push myself, like trying to shoot out there and just jump in I ain't just trying to jump in there like, okay,
Okay.
like in the dog pen. I ain't just trying to jump in the dog pen because I still got to work on a lot of things.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I still want to take it easy,
You're still
work
trying to
out,
just build it up. You want to build it up.
still trying to build myself. I do want to walk out this game uninjured, even though that's impossible.
Yeah, I was about to
But
say that's
but what I mean by that as in no brain damage or anything. I want to
nothing
still,
severe. Nothing
yeah, nothing
severe.
severe that. Yeah. So, you know, that's the only thing I gotta say. I do want to fight one of the top 10 guys, but like
I hear you.
after
I
my
hear
12
you.
fight.
I hear you. Um, because I was just wondering, like, would you be? And again, if you don't have them, anybody on your list, or if you can't remember their name, that's fine. I was like, man, I wonder if he would be aiming at a George Kambosos or one of those guys by the time he hit between 12 and 15 fights, because
Mhm.
um, those are good fights to gauge yourself to know where
Yeah.
you actually are. You know what I mean? George Kambosos is a decent fighter where you can gauge yourself at and know
Hmm.
where you are. Um, and be able to see, all right, so I know I'm here, but if I can get there and I win, and it's a unanimous, like if I shut this guy out or something like that, if I knock him out, then it'll be clear that I need better competition and more people will
Yeah.
pay more attention to me.
Well, at this time, I kind of lead that, to my coach, honestly, and my manager,
Good,
to
good.
like see what's really good, best for me. Cause me taking it, I ain't, man, like I told you, I'm very competitive, and I know for a fact that I I take I try to take anybody, but I don't want to be dumb at just jumping into something, that's that might, hurt me in the long run or whatever. I want to be smart at what I'm doing. I don't be dumb. So I kind of lead stuff like that. My coach, because they look at me while I'm outside the ring. They know what I'm capable of. They know my flaws,
Yeah,
and they know that, I'm still building. So I leave that to them,
yeah.
really.
Okay.
So yeah.
Everything that you need to work on, young king, just continue to work on it. I listened to something that Mike Tyson said, and it reminded me of some stuff that I had to do as well. He says
Okay.
the things that you love to do, those are automatically easy for you. He said, don't worry about those things because you do them well or you do them great. He says the
Yeah.
things that you don't do well or you don't do great, do it like you love it. That way that you become consistent at it and you become great at those things too. And it brings out the whole skill set in you. You know what I mean? He said just do it like you love it. Continue to do it like you love it, and you just get better. Just get better at those things. So you got time. You're on your way up in the rankings. You're preparing yourself. Just continue to get better. Continue to get better. How many fights did you have as an amateur?
25 and 5.
Okay, so overall 30, right?
Mhm.
That ain't bad. That ain't bad. What made you decide to go pro? Did you think that it would take too long to try to do a hundred fights or something?
I actually didn't want to like go over like 40 fights, none of that, honestly, because I wasn't really too fond in the amateurs because it's a lot of it's the amateurs kind of weird. It's almost worse than professional fighting, because they cheat a lot in that.
It's
So
a lot of picking. Like a lot of
it's a
people
lot
are
of
handpicked. Yeah.
yeah. So I ain't, I looked at that, I started realizing that a lot. And like I said, my coach, I leave that up to them. At the time, I did my last amateur fight. I was at Golden Gloves. I beat
Okay.
a dude that was 6 foot. You know, a lot of people thought I wasn't capable of it. You know, but my coach, he was surprised too. He knew what I was capable of. Like I used to when I was small. Ever since I was little, I always fought a dude that taller. They say short people. They call it anger issues or whatever.
Yeah.
They always find somebody bigger or something. So when I spot, I fought him. All I had to do was hit him one punch, show him the power. That my coach always tell me, show him who you are. Let him feel it. And I let him feel it to the
Yeah.
stomach. And I ain't do no crazy punches. I ain't brawl him, none of that. I threw that jab to the stomach, and I put my whole body in it.
Mm.
Felt that, and he ain't want it no more. So he backed off. That's when I got closer. It made it more easier for me to get closer to him. You know, and I worked on. So after that fight, COVID hit, and we were supposed to. I was supposed to do the championship, right? And COVID hit, and I guess we went to sparring dudes, all that. When they started letting people like back in the gym, like sparring stuff. I went to sparring good, top notch guys. USA, the USA boxing, like the Olympics and all that. I start sparring guys like that. And my
Good.
coach
Good.
noticed that. He noticed that, like, okay, this man, he won it. He won it. He can outdo guys that have been boxing since they was 4, 5. My bad, 7. So they were like, okay, let me try him out. You know, they taught him one day. Um, do we think about taking professional?
Mm.
And I was like, I'm just thinking in my head, I'm smiling, inside, smiling inside, like, okay, I would like that, now his money being put, inside, in my pocket. That's what I thought about first. That's the first thing I thought about. This money.
Yeah, because
And
that amateur circuit, if you ain't on the right side, it ain't nothing in there.
nah, I only got paid one time for amateurs, yeah. And you ain't getting paid for no local fights like that. So
Nah, nah.
local fight, you get nothing. It's just free ass with excuse my French.
No, you
But
good. Hey, we
um
grown over here. Say it how you need to say it.
But after when they went to talk to me, they went to saying like, "But we got to work on a few things. We got to fix something." Because I don't like what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And they were like, "I'm gonna show you myself." And they tell me they don't like what I'm doing. Certain people. Some people don't like to listen. And like, oh,
Correct.
I do this. You feel me? I'm not saying I ain't like listen, but I'm a human. So I'm like, nah, that wasn't nah, that ain't happened. That ain't happened. So before I even got the same thing like that, he pulled out his phone, showed me a video. They're like, look at this. You see this right here? Look at this. You see what you're doing wrong? You see that you got caught with this, right? It's this, right? We don't need that. We don't need that. And I'm like,
Absolutely.
And I'm looking, I'm looking, I'm just watching. I'm like, dang, he's right. So after that, we just went to working. We were working for like good like 6 months hard,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
working, working on my craft. First thing working on, we went back to the basics. First thing, back to the basics. Just working on it. Worked on our jab, worked in the jab for like then a whole month. My arms was killing me. Just a
yeah. You gotta,
jab.
but you gotta put that work in though, bro. You gotta
Yeah,
put that work
no,
in.
man. I
That
did it
jab
though,
is that jab is crucial.
Yeah.
It's crucial to your
That
to your
jab win
to your
fights, man.
yes, sir. Yes,
That jab
sir.
fights,
Man,
boy.
listen, and not to take you away from what you were saying, but
Hmm.
that Devin Haney fight against Kambosos, he kept that man at the end of a jab in the first fight.
Hmm.
That man was barely able to do anything off of a jab. And I sat there and I looked, I said, Devin gonna win this with a left hand only, man. He could have tied his hand behind his back and won that fight.
Man.
It's
Man.
crucial though, man. It's crucial.
Yeah, and the jab knocks you off your game, It keeps you
Makes you
off
reset.
balance.
Yeah, makes you
Yeah.
reset every
Every
time.
time. Every
Every
time.
time. And the best part is once you get better at the jab, I ain't gonna say learn, but once you get
Hmm.
better with your jab, then you can throw it on beat, you can throw it off beat, you can do
Hmm.
so many things, man. And it fucks with people when you
Yeah.
can do it off of feints. It's so many things that you can do once you learn more about the jab, once you get better at it. It's just a dope option to have. And I'm glad that
Yeah.
you're doing it and you're doing it over and over again. Man, keep going. Keep going. Keep
Then
going.
after
Don't
the after
stop.
the jab, after the jab, we went to the 1-2s. And like I said, people don't like to listen. You feel me? I like, bro, I already know how to do the 1-2s, bro. Why
No,
I
you
gotta do the
don't.
1-2s?
No, you don't. If they telling you you
It's,
got to work on it, it
it's
means that you can improve on it, bro.
he told me that same thing. No, you don't. You don't know shit. So I was like, all right, okay. You feel me? I ain't gonna argue with you. I'ma just, because I know you gonna try to you making me better. So we're gonna do that. So got in the bag, 1-2, boom, boom, 1-2, boom, boom. All right, now step back. Okay, now jab, boom, 1-2, boom, boom. So I'm like, okay, this feel kind of off. I just feel kind of like off. So he said, okay, go back to the bag. 1-2, boom, boom, 1-2, boom, boom. Jab, boom, step back, come back in, jab, boom, 1-2, boom, boom. So he'll like, but you gotta, when you hit the 1-2, you gotta mean it.
Yes,
You
sir.
gotta mean it. 1-2, bum bum.
Yes, sir. Go through it.
So
Go through the bag.
yeah, straight to the bag. 1-2, bum bum.
Hands
So
back
I
up.
did it. I'm doing it. And then my arms, like, whole arms start getting tired. We were doing it
Burning.
for like 7 rounds, like 3 minutes, 30 seconds, 7 rounds, and the whole day just doing it. I'm like, man, God, you tell me how your arms feeling. This feel like noodles.
Go
So the next day, I'm thinking we're gonna do something different. He
right
got
back
the
to it.
mix. 1-2. I was like, damn, 1-2, boom, boom. 1-2, boom, boom. And you know what? Now that I say that, that makes me wonder. Now I look back at it. That was one of my flaws too in the amateurs. My arms. I was used to wonder why I get tired. Arms get tired of certain things. Now I see it's because I wasn't working on it like I was supposed to.
There
You
you
know,
go. There
he
you
just
go.
made me do it. He just made me do it constantly. Boom, 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 boom. Because he put the video like, look at this. Look at this. Look at you just getting tired. Wow. Like 1-2, boom, 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 boom. You ain't finna get tired. We got some type of a writing on the wall. It said we don't get tired. He said, look at that. He said, now I want you to do the 1-2, boom, 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 boom. So I'm doing the 1-2 back to back. We, like I said, we did it for a whole month for 1-2. So I'm like, man, old man trying to kill me. So we go to the
Nah, man.
footwork now.
He just wanted that shit to be muscle memory. He just wanted
Yeah,
to make
yeah,
sure that you really wanted to do it and that you got it, you know.
yeah. Now I see that. Yeah,
Yeah.
now you feel me? Now,
Yeah. We
but
call that shit tighten up.
yeah, that tighten up shit.
Yeah.
So I got a coach. His name's Steve. His name's Stephen Ray, and he used to be a fighter himself. And he was training me to like he the one that did the jabs, the 1-2. And out of everybody, I know this dude got the quickest jab I ever like had him like seen in my life, bro.
Mm.
And he got the most quickest jab I've seen. The reason I bring that up because he was showing me like, all right, you catch a jab, you throw a jab, right? You catch a jab, you throw a jab. Catch it your right, this is your shield, this is your sword. So I like, okay, cool. I caught the jab with my shield, I shot it back. They're like, man, don't take no time. Like, don't
Instant.
pause, none of that. Soon as you bam, soon as at the same time, soon as I did that, he hit me in the lip with the mitt. Like it was so quick, I didn't see it. I'm like, damn, this man older than how the hell this man fat hand so fast? Do it again. I'm catching now, now to the point here, like, listen, don't keep your hand like this, no, like this.
Keep it
No,
here.
that bit right here. When you want to catch it, boom, catch that bit right.
There
Feel
you
me?
go.
Bam, catch
There
it,
you
bam.
go.
So I'm like, all right, cool. I started doing that. It started just programming, like everything just started programming. It started being easy and sparring. I was getting hit less with a jab, you know. We just kept doing that same thing over and over. But this
Yeah.
time we did it less than a month. We
Yeah.
did it only in a week. Kept doing it.
Ain't there so
So
many secrets to it, man? Ain't it crazy how it go? The way to throw
yeah,
your jab, the way to tuck your head when you throw the jab to
nah,
make sure
for
that you
real.
guard yourself, and then when you just walking, when you just stepping forward with a guy, there's a certain way to actually, you don't just put your hands up, you put your
Mm-hmm.
hands a certain way. So like you
Certain
said, you can
way.
catch the punches, you know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
you're never like in range to get hit. It's a lot, man. And people don't
Man,
really understand that. Like they call it a sweet science for a reason. It's a
yeah,
sweet science because you have to learn all the techniques and all the equations, all the things that make this thing good for you and bad for the person that you're going to, that
yeah,
you're going
sure.
up against. But I'm glad
But
bro. Keep learning, man. Just keep learning, bro. It's an awesome thing, bro. It's all a part of the process. It's all a part of the process. Just keep going. Keep going.
I'm doing, man, pushing the hardest. I'm like a sponge, and I like to, hey, whatever. If I know it's bullshit, I'm not gonna really listen to it. I know it's bullshit. Bullshit from anywhere,
Yeah.
because people come out of nowhere and tell me, like what I should do and all that. And I'm listening, but I already know, these just people that be drunk or anything. They just come and just, say something. So, and like I said, I'm like a
Your
sponge.
coaches got your best interest in mind.
Yeah.
They don't they want to make you as complete as possible. So
Mm-hmm.
when you start getting noticed, there are less things for people to critique and pull apart. And when they get in the ring with you, they have to worry about saying that, he's one of the more complete fighters I ever seen. So
Yeah.
that's all they want to do. Like I told you before, throwing punches and being able to punch and knock people head off, that's awesome. But what are you gonna do the night that you can't catch the guy?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do the night the guy makes you come forward and you have to follow him around all night? You have to keep picking up your feet, keep picking up your feet. He makes you
Mm-hmm.
pick up your feet over here. You got to pick up your feet over here. And then you throw a jab. He catches your jab. Hit
And
you with
then,
a spear jab or a shotgun jab, and it's
mm-hmm.
knocking your head up. Like, what are you gonna do that night when he jabs or the guy lets you throw the right hand, he comes back across with his own right hand, or he catches you with a left
Mm-hmm.
hook before you get that off. Like what are you gonna do in those situations? So they're only trying to improve your quality of profession. That's all they want to do. They want to make sure that they cut all the fat off. There's no fat. It's just a solid product. You know what I mean? I talked to a young boxer previously
Mm-hmm.
about how he when he throws punches, when he's about to throw in punches, he opens up. You know what I mean? Like he lets you be known that he's about to throw a combination because his
Yeah.
hands go from here, they drop
So,
down here. You know what I
yeah.
mean? I was like, don't do that no more. And he said, no, no, no. He's like, don't worry about it, big bro. I got it. Like I've been working on that for a while now. I was like, I just want you to know that because I noticed when you get ready to sit down and throw punches in combination, that's
Yeah.
what you go to. That's your move. I said you should never have a signature when you're doing that. You should you should you
Mm-hmm.
should be you should be hiding everything behind motion and movement. They should never see it coming. So it's
Well,
always good, man. Continue to improve. Yes, sir.
what's the word for that? They say it's like not mirror. What is it? What is it? When you constantly keep doing it. Telegram. I think telegram.
Yeah,
Telegram. I forgot what they call it.
telegraphing your
Yeah,
punches.
telegraphing. Yeah, your punches. And I had to my see that's one thing I liked about my coach too. He tell me all the time, listen, I don't want you telegraphing your punches at all, because that get your ass knocked out. He tell me straight up,
Hmm.
that get your ass knocked out. So what we do, Like I said, the jab, the 1-2s, they switch it up at times. You don't gotta, throw you 1-2, make them think you're gonna throw it, but throw some other shit. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
you throw you feint, jab to the body, and that's what he like to do. We started doing that, jab to the body at the front, catch with this hand. Now we shooting the two.
Yeah.
As soon as he touched that hand, bam. As soon as he touched his hand, bam. As soon as
Yeah.
he touched it.
Yeah, and
So
people think that, and not to cut you off, but I just want to say,
yeah,
people think that when they doing all the drill, they think that that's just people just showing off and showing how
yeah,
fast they are. Like, no, there's a reason why they do that drill. They're doing that
yeah,
drill so fast, so you know what punch to catch with and what punch to return. It's a
yeah,
method behind it all, man. Yeah,
yeah.
definitely, definitely.
At first, I'm gonna say, at first I thought it was like, you know, like, damn, that nigga quit, before I even like really learned boxing, damn, that nigga quit. You feel me? I ain't really thinking about the catching. Yeah, I ain't really seeing the catching, none of that. I just see him throwing punches, him moving. Like, that looks sexy. But then when I first got in the midworks, I'm like, dude hitting me, boom, boom. I'm trying to hit me from right here. Tell me throw a 1-2 and then move out the way, move your head, pivot.
Yeah.
It was hard at first because when you first learn how to do it, you still gotta think while you're doing it. You gotta
Mm-hmm.
pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't do that, yeah, gonna get hit
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
time. So but let me get back what I was saying. So I catch it. He taught me with the catch that right, catch with the right. As soon as he he just shoot it down, bam, right there. When I started doing that, dude was there every time. Like the punch was there every time because he feel as okay, I'm gonna hit this hand to keep him, at bay. I'm gonna hit this hand, and I'm gonna just come with a right. I'm gonna just come with a right, or I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna check hook. I'm gonna touch this hand, then I'm gonna come with the check hook.
Yeah.
But not knowing when you come to check hook, you coming forward. When you say you come to check hook, this one going already bump,
Yes,
already hit
sir.
you. You
You're gonna
know,
walk right into it.
right into it. So when they taught me that, and taught me the reasons of the punches and stuff, that's what I liked it more. Not just doing it, but teaching me why I'm doing it. Why is this punch going to work? What's going to happen? What this punch is capable of.
Yes,
And
sir.
like the uppercuts was hard for me at the time because uppercuts really ain't easy,
It's a dangerous
especially
punch to throw, man.
it ain't easy because you got different type of uppercuts.
Yeah.
Got
And
your
if you do,
long
if
uppercuts.
yeah, and if you do it wrong, you're gonna pay.
Man, you're gonna pay. You're gonna pay with your jaw, son.
Yeah,
But
that's a punch that'll get you knocked out damn near every
mhm.
time.
But the uppercut is always good when you like tucked in there, and a dude coming at you or whatever, and he's like there. That's the best time to throw an uppercut when he's like right there in front of you. All long uppercuts get you hurt at times. You got to know how to do it right.
Yeah,
Devontae
it's all. I
Davis
think I
good at
forgot
that.
how it. I don't know how they do it now. Maybe they still do it the same. But the uppercut is the punch you want to throw when they come into you, and then you can
Yeah,
catch them at the was a 45 or a 90-degree angle. You want to just it's like a check. You want to just be
yeah,
able to drop it in there.
90. That
Yeah,
just on dropping in it, but you want to also but you got certain ways to drop it in there. You can step back, step to the side, and
mm-hmm.
shoot it. You sit there in the middle, and they call it 5 inches. My
Yeah,
coach called it all time 5 inches. He come, bomb. You ain't even gotta load it. Just shoot it
yeah,
up, bomb. The
yeah,
most smallest punch hurt. Like it will do
yeah.
damage.
Because it's so fast, it catches
Mm-hmm.
them off guard. All you want to do is be able to make sure that you grab the ground with your feet when you do it.
Yeah.
And once you do that, everything else is just like it's like a rocket after that.
But after I started learning punches, they noticed something that okay, he's learning something new, but his feet work is not adding up, with his punches. So it's not catching up. So now we got to work on his legs. So man, this was the man. Listen, man, I didn't want to give up, bro. But man, this was the worst exercise I ever did in my life.
It's a
Like I'm
test,
thinking
bro.
track.
It's a
I'm thinking
test.
track was bad. I'm thinking doing crabs, football practice was bad. Man, I'm talking about whole time just moving in the boxing stands. Come towards me. All right, come forward. I mean, go back.
Go back. Yeah.
Okay? Go side. Okay, Go the other way. I'm talking about for like good 7 rounds now. 7 rounds. That way, boom. My legs feel like I was finna fall out. Like they felt weak. I feel like they finna drop. We doing this for like 3 weeks, doing the same thing constantly. We ain't doing nothing else. That's all we doing in this leg. And they kept me running. Kept me running. I tell them all the time, like, damn, coach, you getting me ready for a trap meet? Just got me running. They're like, it ain't that. I just need you, to get used to your legs, and I need your conditioning to be good.
Yes, sir. Can't have you
So
tired in there.
I
Can't
ain't
have your
tired.
base. That's your base. You can't your base
Mm-hmm.
can't be tired because the moment you decide, well, I ain't gonna get into that, but well, they got boxers already know. The moment
Yeah.
you decide to stop moving in the ring and they see it, you're in trouble.
Yeah, yeah, you will. Right?
You're in a
Can't be
lot of
just
trouble.
sitting there. And they call that a punching bag.
Yep. You don't want to
Call
be
it a
no
punching
punching
bag.
bag, not for nobody. I don't care how fast you are, you still don't want to be a punching bag.
Oh boy, them punches add up. I don't care how weak you is, how soft you punch. But when them punches start adding up, that bit do hell of damage.
Yeah,
A
absolutely.
lot of damage. A
Absolutely.
lot of
So
damage.
you so you did that for how long? Just
I
three
did it
weeks?
for 3 weeks. Did it for 3 weeks, cause they was like what they was doing. I guess, at the time I didn't know they was getting me ready for a fight. But they wasn't telling me, they was keeping it okay. They already let me know that if I want to fight, and I said, yeah, but they ain't let me know they already had somebody for me. So they
Mm-hmm.
wanted me not to worry about that. They wanted me to sharpen myself up. And my coaches say something slick all the time. Now, listen, we get you a fight now, nigga, beat your ass. Don't say nothing. I'm like, man, what you talking about? Me not recognizing, he telling me that you got me a fight, got me an
Yeah.
opponent.
We getting you ready for the
And we
fight.
just, yeah, we just working, just working, just working. And man, I was so weak I was so weak one time, like to the point like my muscle was tense. I had to get in the ice bath, you know,
Mm.
to like cool all that down. Good 10 minutes. Came out feeling great. Came back to the gym. They're like, you feel good? I'm like, man, I feel excellent. That nigga said, come on, let's go run. I
Mm.
like what? I like what? Let's go run.
Right. He said you
Made me
had
do.
time. You had that was your recovery. You had time to
Mm-hmm.
get the muscles to relax and
He,
unwind.
he made me run. We got a track and we got some type of like it's like a little walking area, but you can run in it. It's big. Good mile run. It's real big. And he had me running it. Like first time we doing okay, you gotta beat the time. I'm gonna let you jog, you jog it. Boom, but you gotta jog at a certain pace, you know? So I'm jogging at the same pace. He said you don't have to jog fast. You don't have to jog fast at all. You can just jog, but don't jog too slow. So I'm like, all right, so I'm jogging. I'm jogging, whatever. I get to the end where he at, come back, I'm all the way around where he at. Go. He said before I left, you're like, when I say go, I want you to sprint. I was like, sprint. They're like, yeah. I was like, all right. So he he was like, all right. So then I got over there around, say sprint. I sprinted. Boom. Man, I'm sprinting. He said, keep it up. Come on. Keep it up. Don't slow down. Keep the same pace. Keep the same pace. I'm like, man, this man a track coach. That's the only thing going in my head. This man a goddamn track coach, bro. So stop. So I stopped. I ain't stopped, but I came and he was like, all right, slow down. Boom. All right. He used to give me like five, like I think like a minute break, whatever. He used to like decrease it. He sometimes increase the break sometimes. Just on base time looking at stuff, he's decrease it. And he said, all right, you jog. So I'm jogging. Okay, I'm jogging. I come back, he do the same thing. We did the same thing for like good 5 times around that track. 5 times. But after after that, he came, he said, okay, now come on. I'm tired, you feel me? I'm breathing like this the whole time, like breathing like damn. And he was like, all right, come on, now shadow box. So I'm shadow box for a good 3 minutes, He took off the 30 seconds. I'm shadow box for a good 33 minutes, just shadow boxing. He'll like, I need you to like move with it. Like gotta act like you fighting an opponent, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't just throw punches, just don't look cute, none of that. You gotta visualize your opponent in front of you. While he
Mm-hmm.
throw a punch, you move. you pivot, all that. You throw a jab, you try to throw a jab, you catch it, you throw your jab back. I like, okay, because I used to just throw punches. You know. So when he told me that, I started doing it um over and over, and over. He said, all right, now come on, now run. I like run. Like, yeah, run. I ran, sprinted. He said, sprint, sprint. Now I gotta beat the time. I beat the time. He was like, all right. He was like, all right, on shadow box. Shadow box. And he went to count the time down. He was like, five, four, three, two, one, run. I ran
Damn.
again. I'm like, God, damn, this man is a track coach, bro. Only thing
Nah,
fun in man, like this man is tripping.
that
So
heart rate, man. You got to get that heart rate up.
man, listen, bro. I never felt so good in my life after that training
Yes, sir.
until I felt like that was my first time ever, breathing. Like first breath,
It's like you
first
broke
breath.
through. It's like you hit another
Yes,
level.
man. Like I like at first it was in the middle of the training with the running. It was hard for me to breathe. Remember I said I was like this the first time, but the second time it felt like a whole different person, like the
Yeah,
intimate son.
yeah,
So the running felt more easier, you know. My legs, they was there. I knew they was there. They were just moving. I forgot they was even on my body. Um, I'm just running, breathing naturally. I ain't even like I'm just running now, just running.
yeah.
And that last drill, that bit killed me.
Mm.
I had another person coming to me, but that last drill killed me. That person was gone after that, bitch. So I can't. that nigga left. So I'm just shot about again. Boom. Okay, boom. Okay, we done. We done. So I go home. I have to work the next morning now. Work the next morning. And I was like, oh, I told myself, like, dang, I don't think I'm gonna go to work, you know. But then, I had to pay some bills. So, when I decided, like, man, listen, I'm doing this for a reason.
Yes, sir.
I'm in the dark, like, I ain't turned the lights yet. I just got out. So I'm like, I'm doing this for a reason. Cause I just jumped in the bed. I'm steady, just like, just get up, get up, get up, get up. That's all in my head. Just get up, get up. I get up. I take me a shower. Go to work after like I go to work at around 4 o'clock in the morning. Get up, go to work. Come home 2. Go to practice at 3. Go back to practice. We on something different now. Now we starting to do different things.
Okay,
Now they
okay.
working on my footwork and my pivot. And we started working on that. We started working on that more and more. Mind you, I don't work the next day now. I got 2 days off after this day. Yeah, this day I got 2 days off. So they're like, all right, listen, you get home, you gotta start running. You know, you run here. This is just warm up when you run here. This is a warm up run. When you get home, you run. I like me and here like a good 40 minutes. A good 40 minutes you can run. At
Mm.
first he gave me a gate. At first he gave me like 35. Then he went to touching like 40. He like a good 40 minutes you can run. Like, I know you can too. I like, all right. So he like, you ain't
Did he
gotta
say, tell you to do a certain amount, a certain minute of miles when he said 40 minutes, or did he just say run for 40 minutes?
run for like 40 minutes because 40 minutes is about I think it's about 3 to 4 miles. About three to
Yes,
four miles.
yes.
So he told me to run that because I was asking like, wait, man, yeah, that's kind of long. So he told me the mileage of it, and I was like, all right. So I did that. He said you can run in the morning or at night. So what I did was I started running. When I got out of practice, I ran. I was already sweating. When I got home, I really don't want to run. I really don't want to run at all. But that dude in my head again, bro, get up, bro. Get up. Go. Get it over with. You feel me? Get it over with.
Yeah.
So you can go take a shower, you feel me? You ain't gotta work tomorrow. Take a shower and you just vibe. Get on the game after. So I just um jumped on that sidewalk and I just went to running. He told me, like, listen, she used to tell me all the time, Sugar Ray Leonard, Some of the best fighters in the world, they didn't like run like fast, while they jogging. They didn't try to beat the time, none of that. They just ran a certain pace, you know. You ain't gotta run fast, all that, just run a certain pace.
Yeah, you just
So I
find
ran
you
the
just you just find a certain amount of miles you can run in a minute, and then you just leave it there and you just do it consistently.
so
And
I did that back to back. I did that back to back, ran my 40. And I guess now he told me, hey, you got a fight coming up. We got an opponent for you. And he was like, I need you to start now. Since you've been running, I've been running for like, I think good, what, like 4 months or whatever. And the same, like, I'm talking about 3 times a week, 3 times a week. And like on a Saturday day, like we go to the hills, maybe run the hills. The hills itself, we run around the hills about like 4 miles, 2 times around the hills, 4 miles. So we run the hills. After we start after I get to the finish line, they're like, all right, I need you to go down the hill, all the way down the hill. I need you to hit 50 push-ups. I mean, my bad, 50 sit-ups. We do 50 sit-ups. Now I'm in training camp now. We all doing 50 sit-ups or whatever. And they're like, all right, when I see ready, set, go, y'all run up the hill. Mind you, the hill ain't short. So you gotta run up there. So I'm running, there's rocks, dirt, grass everywhere. So you really gotta push it, like put your heel, not your heel, but you really gotta put your feet in the grass, like
you
in the
gotta dig
dirt,
on, you gotta
to
dig
get up
in.
there. Man, so I'm running. Mind you, I used to be a football player, so it was easier for me, but I never ran a hill. So I ran that hill going up there. You made us at least run that bit 10, I mean not 10 times, but 5 times. 5 times. I go up again, do it again, do it again. Boom, boom. Next day, my legs killing me for like almost a whole week because that's all I've been working on, my legs and stuff. So I guess now it's time to start sparring. We get to sparring, now I'm feeling good. I feel different. I started having more confidence in myself, like maybe my craft, like I was more sure, who I am.
Let me ask you a
And
question. Let me ask you a question while you're doing that. While you're training, are you watching like uh tapes of old fighters at this
all the
time?
all the time,
Okay, okay.
all the time,
What fighters would you
all the
watch?
time. It depends on
What fighters would you watch?
um the people. Well, the people I watch, like I told you, I'm a big inspiration of Shakur Stevenson
Okay.
and Floyd Mayweather and Tank. But I actually my favorite fighter that I watch all the time is Terry Norris. You know,
There we go. Tell me to talk to me, man. You mentioned them fighters
Terry
who are more
Norris.
current. That Terry Norris, that's an OG in the game. There we go. Terry motherfucking Norris. That's good. Like I can go with that. Terry Norris is that's a
Terrible
throwback
Terry.
right there.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I
yeah,
can
terrible
yeah.
Terry, man. I love that guy, man. I love his style. He switch up a lot. He can fight different fighters. He always can change up how he fight, and I like
Yeah.
that. Even when he fought what's that Jamaican name? With the big
Julian
hand,
Jackson.
Julian Jackson. Even when he fought him the first time, I liked it. I liked it. He made the wrong move. When he got dropped by him
Yeah.
at first.
Yeah.
But I still loved it. I still
It
watch
was
it
a good
to this
fight. It
day.
was a good fight while it
It was a
lasted.
great fight because
Yeah.
but then I started taking some of that. I took more of that because I watch him more than them, you know. And I took some of that and I started using it. Like, okay, his speed, the way he jump in there and jump out of there. Like he get in there and he do his dirty work and he get out of there, you know, when it's time for them to deliver. So I took that from the movement with the body shots. Man, and the uppercuts, man, he's a killer with the uppercuts. He's a killer.
Good
Uppercuts, they be
combinations
sharp.
too.
Yeah, the combinations be nasty.
Yeah.
I took some of the combinations, made it my own, made them tight. And, but even Floyd, I don't watch like the older Floyd, like Money Mayweather. I watch Pretty Boy.
Oh,
I
that's when
watch
he
Pretty
was
Boy
hurting
Floyd.
motherfuckers. That's when he
That's
was hurting
yeah,
people.
yeah. That's when you're hurting people. I watch Pretty Boy. Pretty Boy Floyd is the most nastiest and disrespectful boxer in the game at that time.
Yeah, be right in your face, beating you up,
Right? What?
right in your
He's
face.
even when he fought what's his name? His name. I'm not good with these names, bro. De La Hoya. He fought De La
Okay.
Hoya. Got in his head before the fight even started.
Yes, sir.
Stealing his bag and stuff. You know, I used to watch stuff like that because it's like, okay, so this how you get an opponent, mind. You can get in a person's mind before the fight even start.
Yeah.
So me watching all that with these different fighters to do all the time, and Floyd, I took that body shot, that jab to the body, because he loved throwing it. He'll throw a jab to the top, shoot to the body, and then you'll think he's going back to the top. You shoot to the body again. I like that with the two to the own side, and then hit you with the right over. I liked that. Now I took some of that too. So I mixed him with a little Terry Norris.
And the way he was step when he did it too, it was
Yes,
crazy.
it
I
was
love the way
nice,
Floyd would
man.
step. Yeah, and he would be setting you up, putting his hand up, and drop it in there,
Mm-hmm.
bang, and then step. I'm like, "Ooh, Floyd nasty when he do that, man,
You ain't
nasty."
even see it. It's just there.
No, and
I'm like,
that,
oh
and that
yeah, I like this.
jab to the body that he had, that's another one that'll make you reset, and
Mm-hmm.
it takes some of the life out of you too, because he hitting you right in the pit of your stomach, man.
When he fought, what's the southpaw? The first southpaw dude he fought. Man, he fucked that dude up, man.
I don't remember.
It was a
Chop
black
chop
dude.
Corley.
Ah, and what his name? He, oh God, it was the first
It
dude
was
he
it was
fought.
it wasn't Demarcus Corley.
No, his dad was in jail at the time too.
Oh, okay.
Um, I forgot his name, but it was one of the southpaw, his first southpaws, and he fought him. It was pretty good, you know what I'm saying? Because he started like reading him, started understanding how to fight, a southpaw dude at the time,
Zab
and
Judah.
Jab Judah. That's who it was. Jab Judah. When he fought, he was reading them. Jab Judah was coming, he was more of a come at you type of boxer, just come straight to you. He don't play no game. He just coming at you, bringing the fight straight to you. And I watched that. I watching both sides of how they move. Because I always watch two sides. I don't watch just one thing. Watching Floyd, I'm watching the way he progressing himself every round. He's real deal sharpening up every round. One round, he doing it, he on just reading his opponent just to see what he capable of, see what he can do, see what he gonna throw, see how his power feel, that. Then he started putting it all together and he make it happen.
Yeah.
So I read that and we get
But
back to
but
Terry
also in
Norris.
that fight, you got to remember that Zab Judah was probably like a hair faster than Floyd was. So Floyd had to figure
Yes.
out different things to do in that fight.
Yeah, I'm saying like
Well,
that dude
and
was quick, man.
it's no disrespect to Floyd. It's just
Mm-hmm.
that for me, there's an acknowledgement in a ring that you can see. Oh
Mm-hmm.
shit, he about a tenth or a 20th of a second faster. You know what I mean? And there's an adjustment that has to be made when you see
Yeah.
that. Like you're not just gonna be able to just walk in and just do anything
Mm-mm.
like you do with everybody else. Like this guy's just as fast now.
Yeah, you gotta read that. You gotta,
Yeah.
man.
Now you got to go. Okay, so now I can't go all speed and all quickness. Now I got to go off of time and other things as well. So you said
That's why
Terry Norris, Floyd Mayweather.
Floyd Mayweather. I even what you said on Sugar Ray Leonard. I used to watch sometimes, but I'm not really the type of speed demon. I'm not a speed demon, so I really don't like watching. As much. I watch somebody that's more like kind of towards my style. You know, even I'm not really. I'm a fan of Roy Jones Jr., but I don't watch him neither because he was. I ain't gonna lie to you, he was gifted. Like he was real deal gifted. So
In a
and it
major
ain't
way.
easy to man.
In a
certain
major way. Yeah.
yeah, certain things he do, it is not easy to. It is not easy. Mike Tyson. you can't no, you can't even still take certain things from because they all had a specific, they all was gifted, different. So like I said, everybody trying to do a Mike Tyson. Nobody can do Tyson but Tyson, you know.
No, it's
Mike,
a wrap for that. If you're trying to do that, you may be able to implement some of that, but being that is that's just
mm,
not it. No,
that can't be it. So I'm
no.
like, dang, I can't, I can't feel it. I can't like try to get in him. I'm saying I'm not that type of fighter. So
Because it was only Floyd Patterson and Mike Tyson
mhm,
that could do that style that way.
yeah.
That was it.
Hmm. And I even watched Holyfield. I watched Holyfield at times. Even when I used to watch the fight a lot when he fought Mike. When he fought Mike, I used to watch that fight like that. Dang, how did he like beat up Mike? Like, how was he getting the best of Mike? But Mike was in a certain different, stage in his mind.
Yeah,
That's why he started falling off a lot. But I used to watch it like, okay, because I used to like watch how to free you fight an aggressive opponent, a dude that's trying to hurt you at every second, every round.
yeah, yeah.
So I'm watching that. Sometimes you can bang and sometimes you can box. They mix it up, and
Absolutely.
that's why I like the Terry Norris because he was a banger and a boxer. He jump in there, bang with you, and shoot right out.
Yeah, yeah. And
He
I think
shoot
that was
out.
one of the things I loved. I loved his boxing acumen when you look at Terry Norris. I love the way he would get in
Yeah,
there and box.
and we shoot out. He box you up as soon as he shoot out. He gonna shoot that jab, and you gonna come for. He gonna box you up, and he gonna move out the way.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I liked that. I took that. I took on Floyd intelligence, or how the way he thought in the ring.
And
Like I said,
With Evander, he didn't mind fighting. I don't know if you ever saw his light heavyweight or cruiserweight fights. I think he was at cruiserweight at one point. But Evander, like if you got too close to him, he would fight you like that. For him, I think that's what his
mm-hmm.
was resort was like I can get in the pocket and I'll fight with you. And he was pretty good at that.
Yeah, he pretty was. He was. He was. Wow. Um, but like I said, with Floyd intelligence, every round he made an adjustment. Every round. Care like he said, like he always said, the dude, I don't care. And what he said, he said something like he gonna find a way to beat his opponent. He don't care what it is, but he gonna
Yeah.
find a way. And he always find a way to beat his opponent. Don't matter if he gonna move around the ring or he gonna sit there with you. And that's what I liked at that time. That all fights he didn't run, especially
Mm-mm.
when he a pretty boy Floyd.
Mm-mm.
He
Mm-mm.
showed he showed what he can do. He sit
People
there toe to
and
toe with you.
so here's the thing about the whole running. I don't recall a lot of running from Floyd. I just saw him pick up his feet and just move. He would vacate
Yeah.
the pocket, he would reset. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're a
Mm-hmm.
fighter who only knows how to just step forward and throw punches, that's your fault that you can't get to. I have nothing to do with it. My job is to keep from getting hit and disarm you. And if me disarming you means that I am defensively sound for a fight, that's your fault, not mine. I didn't tell you to fight like that. You chose that.
No. All right. Some
Yeah, so
people.
it's good that you're taking bits and pieces from older fighters, man. I'm glad that you said that because I was wondering. I was like, I know he watching Tank, I know he likes Shakur, but he got to give me something. He got to go back further than Floyd, man. He got to have some greats in there. You got to go way back because some
Mm-hmm.
of those guys, when you start looking at them, you'll be able to look at their styles and see some other things that you may want to take. Pernell Whitaker was
Yeah.
one of the greatest defensive fighters ever and
One of
one
the
of the
best.
greatest boxers ever. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And when you look
Mm-hmm.
at him, he was robbed of certain fights, but when you go back and look at what he did, he never broke his game plan. He was always in control. And it takes a
Mm-hmm.
lot. It takes a lot to stay in control of a fight. You know what I mean?
Wow. Like
Definitely,
I used
definitely.
to. I watched a lot of them. I watched a lot of them. The old fighters actually. Because I used to just like play around with YouTube with the typing like best fighters in the world. All that like. speed demons and stuff. I used to type in stuff like that. And a lot of them old school fighters came up, but Terry Norris was the one that really caught my eye.
Yeah.
Uh, so I kind of like latched on to him, you
Okay.
know.
Okay. Another guy from Florida. Have you had a chance to either meet or watch Winky Wright?
Who?
Winky Wright.
Nah,
Ronald Winky Wright.
nah,
Legendary fighter.
nah. I would love to watch him though.
Yeah,
Like
legendary fighter.
I
He's
love
from
to meet
Florida.
him. My bad. I love to meet him.
Yes, sir.
But
His
nah,
style, his style was more of he could box, but he would just come forward behind a high guard. Like he would keep his hands up and he would just box. Just
oh
box you.
snap.
Yeah, just
For real?
one twos, uppercuts and hooks. Like he would just box you. He would catch your punches, shell up,
Yeah.
and then after he was done, he would just come out swinging again. He was a
Damn.
boxer, but he was like a pressure fighter at the same time.
I ain't gonna lie, I seen a couple of those fighters before.
Yeah.
I like them ones that stand in the middle.
I'll send you a fight. I'll send you a fight of his. Um, Matter of fact, I'm gonna pause it so I can send it to you right now.
All right.
Yeah, so definitely when you get a chance, watch that fight today, tomorrow, whenever you do. You're gonna go, what? He did that to Tito. Yeah, yeah, just watch it. Just watch it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
Winky Rice's defense was he had a very sound defensive guard.
for real?
Yes, sir.
I gotta see. I gotta watch that. Yeah, I most definitely have to watch that. Um, what's the name? That's one of the names I actually also watched too. Hold on, let me bring his
Joe
name up.
Trinidad,
Julio Can
Chavez.
Carvez, yes, one of the best Mexican fighters ever. I
Yeah,
respected his power and the way he fought. He had nice defense too. He knew how to move his head.
yeah, yeah.
He knew how to move his head.
And the thing about moving your head, I don't think people understand it's your shoulders too. You gotta be able to tuck it.
Mhm.
You gotta be able
Yeah,
to
you
tuck your
gotta.
head. Yeah, tuck your head. Get your hand
uh,
up. You know what I mean? That way the punch glances off the shoulders or it hits the glove and it glides off. You know what I mean? It glances off or whatever.
I had to
So you
learn
don't get.
from that. Had to learn
Yeah.
from that. Like even ducking punches, you still like you got a lot of fighters, a lot of people that like duck. When they duck down, like they look down. They don't look
Mm-mm.
straight at their opponent. I had a problem with that, and I had to,
Got to
because I had to
fix it.
fix that. You have
Yeah.
to watch your dude while you got to watch everything.
Bend your
You
knees. Yep.
watching them,
Yep.
watching. Don't even
Yep.
like blink your eye. Just watch it. You gonna blink, but uh,
Bend your
watch
knees,
everything he
drop
do.
down like a turtle. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, and protect yourself. But
Mhm.
be looking at him so you know so you see what's coming next. But it's a lot to it, man. But you will get it. I mean, yeah, you'll get it. It's all there. It's all there. It's just time. But yeah, definitely. I hope you get a chance to sit down and watch that guy and watch. And even Pernell Whitaker fought Chavez. He fought Chavez, and they called it a
Yeah.
draw.
Oh yeah, I most definitely gotta watch that
They
fight.
called it a draw, and the whole crowd was booing. Well, half the crowd was booing and boo. And Chavez admitted he was like, "Yo, he was a better fighter." He's like, "I got the win, but he was a better fighter." He's like, "I couldn't." They
Yeah, I
interviewed
gotta.
him. He said I couldn't. He said I couldn't catch him. I couldn't stop him. He's like, usually when I get to guys, I'm able to stop him. He's like, he's very fast and elusive, and he was able to counter what I was doing.
Mhm. See, the actually the type of fighter I look at myself as too. Like I'm kind of still trying to figure it out right now because I look at myself like more like a counter fighter, honestly.
Okay. Okay.
Because when I box, I'm good at my jab. Because my coach, we still working that to this day. And at a point of time, like when the fight starts slowing down, or even if it speeds up, and I know that you're throwing, you got a high volume punches, throw a lot of punches. I'm good at timing a person, especially when they throw a hell of a lot of punches. I'm good at timing them. So it's like I can't really say how I feel. None of that. It's like all I can say is like like I'm controlling time or something. Like everything is slowing down. You know, you start feeling like you start moving a type of way, or I can't even really explain it correctly, but I know that for a fact that's the type of fight I am. because it makes it's like way more easier for me too. I fought some good guys. I timed, you know, I timed a lot with their speed. They be faster than me, and I'm just timer at the right time.
Yeah. That
Able
just
to
means
just
you got
step
to
back anything.
you got to be willing to take the risk of using your
Hmm.
jab and moving from side to side and
But
drawing them in to throw
hmm
punches. Yeah, you got to be
but
able to set them
my
up.
coach my coach told me sometimes you got to take a punch, to deliver. Sometimes you got to be willing to sacrifice something.
Yeah, just to set up
So,
something else. But you don't have to take a full punch. It's just the
nah,
way
you
that
gotta
you
take a
set it up.
full punch, yeah.
No,
But you,
don't take a full punch.
hell
Listen,
nah, nah, nah.
you know what I was told from a boxer.
What's
He
up?
said he didn't mind taking a punch early in the fight as long as it
Hmm.
wasn't a full punch. He said he
Yeah.
didn't mind getting hit by certain punches to the head or to the body, but he would be prepared and he would make sure that he could catch it. He said if he could
Hmm.
catch the punch and he could feel the force from it, he said he knew what type of night he was gonna have by the way the punch felt. And he said
Yeah.
so he said you just draw guys out, and then when you get them in the later rounds, they can't hit
Hmm.
like that no more.
See, that's why they say it's not always best to like just come out and just give it y'all in the first
Yeah,
round, just trying to knock that dude out.
yeah,
Because you got a lot of smart fighters. Let me say, I'm gonna bring up Floyd again. You got a lot of smart fighters that's what they doing. They just want to see what you're capable of, what you want to do, you know, what you can do.
yes,
They want
sir.
to test you out.
Yeah,
So like I said, I took that. Took that a lot. That's why I flick out the jab just to like see, if he gonna like counter or he gonna move a certain way. And if he do, I double it. You
yeah.
know,
Yeah,
I
that
double
jab
it
is
up.
like I said earlier, that jab is a mofo. The up jab, the shotgun jab, the spear, all of it.
Hmm.
It's just different ways to do it. But if you're into countering, it's just about getting close enough, and
Yeah.
appearing to want to bring pressure, but really just being close enough to so you can knock his face sideways and he don't see
Yeah.
it coming. That's all, or bust the body up. That's what you're really trying to do.
Hmm. But working
Let me
on that, I still,
ask you this as well.
I'm listening.
Okay. What fights would you like to see this year or next year?
Man, the fight I'm really looking up to right now, bro, is one of the biggest fights right now. And that's with Tank and Ryan right
Okay.
now. And you know who I do want to see fight? I want to see Shakir Stevenson fight Devin Haney.
Woo.
Honestly, that's
Man,
what I want to see.
we may not see that fight for years, my guy.
And that's what I really want to see right there. I want to see the top guys like fight each other because, it's different from, I didn't really know too much about boxing, but when I got into it and I looked up the history of it and stuff, and, now they don't really fight, champions don't fight each other.
No.
Back then they was fading and I liked it. Like them
Yeah.
boys, it was
Everybody
killers.
caught the fade. Everybody caught the
Yeah,
fade. Now
everybody don't
everybody
care who
just
you
sits
were.
around. Yeah.
They
And
trying to keep their oath.
the thing about it is if you just go ahead and fight, you will bring more money to yourself because you fought the best guy. But
Yeah,
everybody's so afraid to just fight. Man, look. Oh, so, okay. So you said Davis versus Garcia. Who you got in that fight?
I got Tank, man. Only reason I say that because I watched Ryan Garcia a lot. I'm not taking nothing from that man. I'm not taking nothing. That's a good fighter. He's a good fighter. He's a speed demon. He's one of the speed demons.
Yes, sir.
Um, it's just like I said, you probably heard it a lot, but he's not complete. He only like rely on his speed. And
Left foot.
yeah, he flat footed all the time. I seen him fight a southpaw before. I seen what he did to another southpaw, but it's just Pacific southpaw that dropped him. You know, and since if you get dropped with a punch like that, imagine what Tank gonna hit you with, and how you might feel. I don't think you're gonna get up after that, like
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Tank know how to Floyd been in his corner a lot, and he got the best coach. He got the best coach ever too. His coach is a good guy. Like how he raised Tank,
Yeah.
and Floyd put a little bit of his little seasoning on him too.
Yeah.
So he's smart. He know what he's doing, and I can't say he got hell of power, but I don't think he rely on his power. He's look at that target, like what he want to hit. He goes straight to that target right there, and that's honestly, the reason how he get the knockouts. He see what he want to hit. He targeted. He targeted. He draw you in. He draw you in. He move, make you think. He finna throw a Pacific shot, and you you thought you can outsmart him. Sometimes you throw the wrong punch. I mean, lights out.
Yeah, yeah,
And
definitely.
Ryan Garcia, I seen a lot of his fights, and like I said, the first time he relied on his speed. You know.
It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a good fight, man. I don't know how long the fight is gonna go. Um, so here's the thing: we don't know that. We don't know if Ryan is working to improve the things that he's bad at, right? We don't know how well things are going in training. We don't know what's actually going on.
That's
But
true.
we're expecting him to come out with his chin tucked. We're expecting him
Hmm.
to be able to move a lot more. We're expecting him to be able to use his jab a lot more.
Yes.
I mean, at least I am, because if it was me, these are the things I'd be expecting him to work on. Now, if he
Yeah.
hasn't worked on it, it's going to show up. It's going to show up, and Tank's going to see that, and he's going to go, "Oh, so here are the things that you can't do, and these are the things that I would normally do to guys who can't do that.
Yeah.
And now you have to figure out how to stop me." So um, we'll see early on in that fight what he actually has learned
Hmm.
and how well it plays out, and then we'll see after that the adjustment Tank makes, and see if 6, 7, 8 does he make it past
Yeah.
those rounds, because some people are saying it won't go past 4 or 5 rounds, but
Yeah. I
we
heard
don't. I
that.
don't know. I don't know.
No, that's gonna be a good fight. I'm,
Yeah.
even though I feel that way, or I say that about Ryan, like I said, I take nothing from that man.
Mm-mm.
He's a good fighter.
Yeah, I want to be
He's a
respectful
good
of
fighter.
all fighters, because
But
it takes a hard man to get in there and do that.
yeah, but I can say that this dude, like,
I mean,
I
you
ain't, he
seen it
got power.
firsthand, so you would know.
He got he this dude, man, is different, man. Is he's a different creature, man. I gotta call him a
Yeah,
creature because this man a monster, bro. He a
yeah,
different type of person, and Ryan got power too. His speed, power, you know. But don't get me wrong, he got great timing. That dude got great timing now.
yeah,
That
yeah. He
dude,
does.
that dude got great timing. Um, one thing different about Javante Davis is he improved every fight. Every
Yeah,
time
and
he
it's
steps in the
yeah,
room, it's different.
and I don't know if he's improving, or he just breaks out different skills for fighters. You know what I mean? Like, I did this
Yeah,
last fight. I fought a guy. I went to the inside and beat this guy. I had to chase this guy down and break this guy up. And then his last fight, or the last 2 fights, he with Isak Cruz, he
hmm,
had to box a guy that was shorter than him that he's not used to. And
yeah,
then he had, because he was handicapped through the fight and couldn't use his hand. He had to learn how to. Well, he had to didn't have to learn. He had to
yeah.
turn around and use his boxing acumen to get him through the fight. All to
Which
the
was
rest of the.
nice.
Yeah, yeah,
That was
something we
nice.
never seen. And people, oh,
Yeah.
he didn't knock him out. He couldn't knock him out. He said he hurt his hand, so that's what we got to go off for. All right. Then he got up to what's the guy's name? Rolly. He went and
Bro,
fought Rolly. Rolly made
man,
Rolly made a mistake twice, and he got him on out of there. You know what I mean? So
the
we've seen him do different things in each one of these fights. So it's not that he
yeah,
can't do it. It's just that we know him as a guy who puts people on a canvas, and that's fine. But it's the way that
yeah,
he does it, and
yeah.
that's what I like. I like the way that he.
He does it, man. He does that bitch in style too.
Yeah, he
So
do. Yeah, he
it,
do.
yeah, man, they can't, man. I see people be trying to mimic it too on Instagram a lot. You cannot mimic that, boy.
Nah,
It's
man.
not. Nah, bro. He's. I said, Floyd, like I said, Javante Davis is perfect. He's a perfect fighter, bro. He's complete. You
Yeah,
know.
this is a guy who has a big toolbox, but
Yeah,
he just pulls out the things that he needs the day of the fight
yeah,
and goes, all right, if you're
yeah.
gonna do that, I'll do this. And then we're gonna work off that. I'm glad you again, man. I'm glad you had that experience with him, so you got a chance to see what that championship level is like.
Yeah, it's
Hopefully you get, well, not hopefully, you will get more. I want to see you get more of
mhm.
that coming up.
As at my gym, honestly, we get a lot of like people that come there, like celebrities and stuff. At times, you get a lot of people coming there, come here to train or to want to see what's going on and stuff. You know,
Yeah.
And that's one thing I liked about the gym, you know, 'cause I get to meet a lot of people that, you know, is showing like why, you know, why I'm still doing this, you know. Like, dang, okay, they got that. I like that. You know, I I gotta do something and like get way better. You feel me? It pushes me more to like do, you know, get where I want to be. You know, and
Okay.
I like that. You know, I want something. I don't want that particular thing, but you know, I want to be like that. You know, I want to walk around and I don't want to work. You know, but I know I have to at this time. Uh, so I want to take my
Um,
girl to a different state, different country.
so the Shakur Stevenson versus Devin Haney fight, who you got for that?
I got Shakur, man, every
Yeah,
day,
Shakur.
man.
Okay. All right.
I got Shakur every day. Out of all fighters, I got Shakur every day. I don't care what fighter it is. Out of
Even
all
against
fighters in
Tank?
that, even against Tank,
Okay. Okay.
even against Tank, Shakur Stevenson, even though he's not a heavy puncher, he's one of the smartest boxers, you know, that I ever laid eyes on.
Purebred boxer.
Like,
Purebred boxer.
yes, yes, he's perfect. Just like I said about Javante Davis, I ain't gonna lie,
Yeah.
that'd be a great fight though.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I got Shakir on that because that man different, man.
Have you had chance to do any sparring with him?
Nah, man.
Okay.
Only know I have a homeboy that's like he was in the US with him, like the boxing, like the Olympics with him, whatever. And you know, he said he's a good guy. You know, he trained with him. You know, he trained with. I don't know if they ever sparred, but he said he trained with him. Man, nice. It before he even like went. It before he touched professional yet. And I was like, I didn't know who Shakur Stevenson was. He was just some light skinned dude I kept seeing on the ground. That's it. You know? So I'm like, damn, this dude nice. I kept just watching it. I watched him grow. Like I just watching him grow, you know? And this before, well, hey, get him. This before get him. This way before I even like touch professional. So I'm just watching this man grow. I see the way he changed, developed. You know, even his first fight, I seen like that man is different, man.
Yeah.
That man is different.
Yeah. I
I'm
like
saying,
Shakur, man. I like Shakur. And I want him to continue to do his thing and not worry about what commentators and spectators are saying.
yeah,
They
say
don't have
yeah.
to, yeah, they don't have to get in there that night and fight. That's not their job. Their job is to sit there, especially if they've never fought before. Their job
Mhm.
is to just sit there and critique a guy about a sport that they would never, ever try out. That's why they sitting there. But for the
Yeah.
ones who know better, even with Tim Bradley and whoever else, man, sometimes you ain't got to dog walk a guy all night. Sometimes you can just outbox a guy. It's not your fault if you're just such a great boxer that you
Nah,
can just
for
beat a guy and shut a guy out for 10, 11, 12 rounds.
real.
That's
Nah,
not
for
that's
real.
not my fault. If you're able to do that for a fight, that's not your fault. Your job is to go out there and execute a game plan that your coaches have for you. And when you do that, you should be very proud of it. But um, I like Shakur. I think he's going to be a champion for a very long time, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't really see anybody currently beating him. I
Yeah.
don't see
Yes.
anybody that's there yet.
But
I can't wait to see if he actually faces if he gets a chance to go up against Devin or Tank. Like I would
yeah.
love those fights, but we won't know until that happens. And when that day comes, oh boy, will I be lined up for that.
But I tell you this. I was watching one of his fights. I think one of his almost his last fights. Fight. I forgot what fight it was. One of his big fights too. Because you know a lot of people felt that he don't know how to fight in the paint. He's move around. You know, all is just you know, and they like used to like dog walk his power right. And I seen him fight when he was real deal. Just came in there and destroyed dude. Like he didn't walk around the ring. You know, move around the ring. It was in the middle, and he
Talking
destroyed,
about
bro.
you talking about the Jamel Herring fight?
Yes,
Yeah, that
Des-
was crazy.
destroyed him.
Yeah, he was right in front of Buddy all night, man.
Destroy,
All
des-
night.
all night, destroyed them straight up. Because them people were talking crazy, like he can't do this. He, you know, he's afraid. All this. and
I
he
think
proved a lot of it
I think
wrong.
the other part of that was because he knew that Jamel was gonna try to box. So he said, I ain't gonna come out and box. I'm gonna fight.
I'm gonna beat this.
Yeah, I'm just gonna fight. And we gonna find out,
Hmm.
who really wanna do it, who really wanna
Yeah,
bang.
but
And
that's
that's what he
fine.
did.
You can't box that man, bro.
Mm-mm.
You
Mm-mm.
can't box
Even
that.
in the later rounds when Shakur kind of took his time with it,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like he was boxing and Jamel couldn't do nothing. So he went back in and just started fighting with him. But
beat.
that last fight, I love the last fight, the fight with Oscar Valdez. That was
Oh
great
yeah.
too. That was
Uh-huh.
great. The way he just sat there and kept Oscar on a yo-yo. Oscar was trying, but there was nowhere for him to go. Nothing for him to do.
Man, it ain't easy to figure that dude out. You
Nah.
know,
He's
it's
like he
always
said, it's
something
a
different.
code to crack. You gotta be able to crack that code.
Uh, it's always something different, man. With Tank, a lot of people think, okay, if I throw this much punches, these many punches, because he's short, they assume they throw that many punches, he gonna like slow down, whatever. He like to get ready kind of slow. He start on slow till he start moving. He started speeding up towards like I think third round or whatever. He started
Yeah.
putting everything back together. Start put things back together. And me watching it a lot. It don't matter what type of fighter you are, fast, strong. A counter fighter, whatever. That's why I say him, Shakur Stevenson, they all fall in the same category as Floyd Mayweather because they know how to adjust to every round. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So, and that's what I like. I'm pretty sure all of them watch Floyd. You know,
Hell yeah.
a lot of
Everybody did. Everybody watched
them.
Floyd, man.
Cause that's one thing you can take Floyd to that intelligent. That box intelligent. Like, come on, you got to be smart in that ring. Don't be dumb. I'm not gonna be a punch drunk. That ain't gonna be me, man. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna just get getting hit on my
Yeah.
head. None of that.
Floyd would do something different every round.
Every
Every round he would do something different. He would break out a new move every round.
hmm
Um, um, show you something different, some technique. He would just break out a new technique every round and just show it to you during the course of the fight. And I would be looking at him when he did it, just watching the fights. I would be going, damn, man, like dude, he just really knows, what to do and how to do it and
hmm
keep you at a distance while he does it. Like it's just crazy how he was just able to work it and just keep people off
Yeah,
of him like that.
I love the fact that he get in your head. I love
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
He get in there and he's just all in your mind. I seen him fight a lot of them Mexican fighters or whatever, and they just be angry. Just like on that dude he fought, that Mexican dude, that headbutt, and he was trying to give Floyd a hug, and Floyd knocked him out. Soon as
You talking about Victor Ortiz?
yes, yes, just like that fight, he was very mad at Floyd. Floyd got throwing that shoulder up, and he couldn't hit Floyd. You know, I love the fact that he just getting fighters head at times too, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice
He
speed,
he he uses
smart,
every trick of the book, man. He uses everything that he can.
and that form used to have me rolling though. You put that bit right there
Yeah,
on your
and,
chest,
and push you back,
mm-hmm,
get it right up under your chin.
under there.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
See, I had an old coach that used to say, there's a lot of boxing right now, like it's a lot of stuff that we don't do anymore, as in like old boxing skills, like the feint. You barely see people do feints, you know. What else he said? Like like what old boxers used to do, not just dirty boxing, but some things they used to do all the time. And,
Feints
we
are
don't do
critical,
it.
man. I think more fighters should use feints. Feints those are great ways to set up punches too.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't know how to do a feint.
Yes, you can feint with your hands, with your head, with your body, with your feet.
Yeah, but what's dang, what I learned? I had a homeboy that was teaching me, like, he was a good fighter. His name Bryce Henry, and he was teaching me something. He was a tall opponent. I used to spar him all the time. And there was one of the dudes that like I said, when I first joined boxing, that broke me down and stuff. I was in the ring. I guess he was showing me something like when you faint, so it's like as soon as a person might throw a jab or something, you faint at him just to see what he's gonna do.
Yeah,
You know, as soon as you faint him, he gets scared because he don't know if you're throwing a punch,
yeah. And then you
and
make
that
him reset.
and you open him up right there.
Mm-hmm.
And I took that, and I do it to this day. So, it's a lot to learn. It's like you said, it's a lot to learn here, man. It ain't, it's a lot to learn. It's a lot of tricks.
It's a
It's
lot of
a
tricks
lot
of
of
the
tricks.
trade, man. And the more of them you learn, the better of a boxer you become. So from
Yeah.
your background, being a guy that wants to fight, you don't have to worry about fighting. You just worry about throwing your punches at the proper time.
Yes.
Once you have the skill set of the boxer. Or I can punch. I know I want to punch, but let me get you to that point where I can hit you with the shot that I need to hit you with, or the
Yeah.
combination that'll get your ass up out of here. So you work your way up to that point where, like you
Hmm.
said, using the feints. When you using the feints will freeze a guy up. You know what I mean? It'll make him reset or it'll freeze him up. So next time it happen and you see that one split, that 1/10 of a second, you take it. You take it and you make them pay for it, and that's
Hmm.
that's what it's about. So it's a lot. It's a lot to learn and have fun with. And that's the main thing, bro. Make sure, young king, that you are having fun when you are boxing. Make sure when you
Yeah.
sparring, make sure everything that you're learning, make sure you try to have fun with it. Make sure you try to have fun with it. It ain't always fun, but you gotta make it
Hmm.
fun. Because that's one of the ways to get through it. The time will go faster when you're trying to have fun.
Yeah. See, I ain't gonna lie. That's why I respect my coaches even more. Like my whole team, I respect them more because in the gym, anywhere, it's always laughed. Even before I even get in a fight, it's something to laugh about. They got a joke to tell, something. Makes you laugh. You feel me? Make you like smile. Like, bro, it's right now. It's just a job, nigga. You feel me? Right now, it's just a job at this time. You still be happy.
Yeah,
You ain't gotta
yeah,
go in there
enjoy it.
mad. You ain't gotta go in there mad. None of that. You
Yeah,
know?
enjoy it because you gotta get used to the journey and you got to enjoy the journey because one day I ain't gonna be here. And you got to sit here as a world champion with all your money, and you got to go back and look at everything you did to get to the final goal in the destination of being great as a fighter. I may not even be here to see that, but you get
Yeah.
to say, "Yo, I had fun on my journey. It wasn't always just business, and it wasn't just always boxing. I made it fun, man. I had fun. My kids, my wife, we all had fun on my journey to becoming not just a pro, but becoming one of the best boxers ever. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And that's all you want. That's all you want.
Like that, man. So, man, well, I got this. Be real with you. Um, like I said, I had an anger problem back then. In school. It's the happiest I've ever been in my life when I joined boxing.
Salute, salute. I'm glad that you are in a happy place because again, that's part of your journey as well. Finding a place to be happy and now having fun, right? We
Yeah.
all go through things. At 25 years old, I was still trying to figure it out, bro. I was still trying to figure it out. So
Hmm.
it's good to see. Listen, there aren't a lot of avenues for us as young black men. It seems like they continue to take the programs away from us, the
Yeah.
youth programs, basketball tournaments. It seems like all the football programs and baseball, tennis, like it seems like all of that is leaving our neighborhood. And the only thing
Yeah.
that we're left with is a lot of dysfunction. So I understand what that's like, and I just wish not I don't wish. I know you're gonna do better. I know you're
Yeah.
gonna stay focused. You have to be a shining example, not just for your family, but for those who are coming behind you and the people where you come from. You have to be a better example of what the fathers that they're missing and everything else. Like you have to go out and show and prove that you can do greatness and show greatness from where you come from,
Yeah.
and you're on your way to that. So that's all you have to do. Continue to grind, continue to get better, continue to love boxing, continue to fall in love with it, continue to love your son, continue to love your girl, continue to fall in love with that relationship and that dynamic, continue to love your mom and your grandma, and everything else will work itself out. Just continue to be a better person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's all part of the process. You see like Devin Haney enjoying his life. You see Shakur loving the fact that he got a wife now and he has a
Hmm.
kid. and he shows he's always talking about how much he loves it, and he never knew that he loved something so much until he had his daughter or whatever. But continue to love, man, and continue to walk in that light of trying to get better. And as you do, man, things just turn out in your favor. You got to, but always remember, you got to take the good with the bad.
Yeah.
Always remember, you got to take the good with the bad. And for every good thing that you do, sometimes there's going to be more bad things that come along with it. And there has to be a point where you just have to dismiss certain things. You can't even react to it no more.
That's true.
And
That's true.
I'm just telling you that as an older guy
Yeah.
who's been down that road, uh, who chose to do wrong things and at one point figured it out and just figured out I was trying to do the wrong thing because I was angry and upset and I didn't have the proper outlet and I didn't have the correct people telling me what to do. You know what I mean? So just continue to grow, continue to love and keep that circle, keep your circle tight, keep it
Yeah.
tight.
Have to keep it small, man.
Yeah, yes, sir.
All
But
right.
I think we done here, man. I think we got
All right.
some good stuff going on here, man. I appreciate you jumping on with me.
And no
Maybe,
problem, man.
yes, sir. Maybe
Appreciate you
one,
too, bro, for having me.
absolutely, absolutely. Maybe one day soon we'll get back on here, and talk about some more boxing, some more fights.
All right.
This has been another episode of Full Profits Podcast. My guest today was the young up and coming boxer
Tyree.
Tayre Jones.
Tyree.
And remember the mission statement when you're striving for greatness. God never puts you in the driver's seat if it's taken. We are done here.